and they hope that tonight they will fare a little bit differently. Both these teams come in with a record of 1-4. Valley picking up their first win of the year last week as they smoked the Trinity Lutheran Cougars in Seymour, 56-6. Meanwhile, Crawford County was suffering a 68-8 setback to Mitchell, and that kind of offset their only win of the season thus far, which was for former Springs Valley coach and current head Wolfpack coach Kevin Mills, his first win as a Crawford County head coach. This will be the 11th meeting between these two schools. Valley has won 8 of the 10 meetings to this juncture. Crawford County has last one in 2013. That was a 28-16 victory here on this field. And, of course, Tracy Tucker, the Hawks, hoping that there is not a repeat of that outcome.
No, absolutely not. And I'd like to congratulate Coach Mills on his win a few weeks ago that got him number 100. Big day for him. But and also like to say a big shout-out to the people that take care of the field here. Our field just looks amazing. So a big shout-out to everybody that takes care of that.
Wait a minute, I can add to that. Thanks to John Parker from the French Lick Resort for his help with the maintenance of the football field, and also to John Carnes and the custodial staff for their hard work in the preparation of the field. It is indeed in great shape and looks fantastic. So there, how's that for a prepared statement?
There you go, Mike. That was great. They deserve a lot of credit for sure.
They do. It looks beautiful. Well, it is, Tracy, a homecoming for Kevin Mills. He has spent 17 years as a head coach and numerous more as an assistant coach here at Springs Valley. In fact, he is going to be honored before the ball game with a presentation. 99 wins. And as you talked about, picked up his 100th finally a couple of weeks ago. So it's got to be bittersweet for him. I told him, and we'll hear his comments a little bit later on, his tendency is probably going to be to migrate to the west sidelines, and he may have to pinch himself and remind him he better go over to the visitor side over there on the east.
That's for sure, Mike. We might have to, they might have stopped the game a few times for that, but yeah, Coach Mills, he came out of retirement there. Crawford County had they had a coach that had left a couple years ago, 2 weeks before the season, I believe, went and took another job, so that left him a little short-handed, and Jerry Hanger, the athletic director over there, kind of contacted Mills, and Coach came out of retirement. Just tells you what he's all about, just the love of the game and how he likes working with kids, and just a great guy and a good person to have around.
Well, of course, that is the sidelight to this game, but Tracy, certainly the most important thing for Springs Valley is to build on their first win of the year. Obviously, Trinity Lutheran very overmatched. I think Crawford County is going to provide a little more stiffer opposition here tonight, but it's important for the guys to build on this as they kind of now are on the back half of the season. If you call it a 10-game season, including the first round of sectional, they are 5 games in, and certainly now's the time to really start building your way toward tournament.
Absolutely. Coach Hammond, I think obviously they're all looking forward to being back home again after, 4 weeks in a row on the road, and they got a chance to really get some momentum going down the stretch and get ready for tournament time. And there's definitely enough talent on this team that they get on a roll here and start playing some solid football. They can compete for a sectional title.
Well, indeed, the passing and the ground games have been effective, and each week now, for 5 straight weeks, Tracy, the defense has been giving up fewer and fewer points. So hopefully that area, and for Coach Harris as the defensive coordinator, starting to see major improvements from the defense. Absolutely,
and Coach Harris in charge of that defense. We couldn't have anybody better on the sidelines to work with those kids, and it's not always where you start; it's where you finish. And as a coach, you want to see a lot of improvement from game one throughout the year, and I think you're definitely seeing that now. And like I've always said, we've got a bunch of great kids on this team and hard workers, and a good staff behind them, and that's what happens. You're going to see improvement.
It's almost like it's early August. right now. Temperatures, I think, hit 90 today. They're probably in the mid to upper 80s right now. Will that have an impact on the game tonight?
Well, absolutely. I think it, no matter what the situation is, 90-some degree weather and the humidity, hopefully the kids get plenty of water in them, and we don't have any issues there with the heat within the kids' safety.
All right, should be a lot of fun tonight. Springs Valley and Crawford County, both teams 1-4 on the season. Both teams are 0-3 in conference play. That will change as one team comes away with the win here tonight. Kickoff about 15 minutes from now as the Hawks and Wolfpack go at it here in the Valley. When we return, we'll be joined by head coach Mark Hammond on the Springs Valley Football Report. He'll join us in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School Football.
When it comes to shopping local, most of us think of small, friendly mom-and-pop shops with their quality products and commitment to their community. You may not think of Smithville as a local company, but it is. An Indiana company built by Hoosiers for Hoosiers. Nationally recognized for outstanding fiber internet, TV, voice, and security, as well as incredible customer service provided by your fellow Hoosiers. Go local. Visit switchtosmithville.com for the fastest internet and more. You'll be in good hands.
This is the Springs Valley Football Report with head coach Mark Hammond as the Blackhawks return home to face conference rival Crawford County. Well, Coach, as we go back last Friday night, the final of a 4-game road trip, seems like we've been away from home forever, but things finally went our way. Kids really took care of business, looked focused right from the opening kickoff, and got a really nice win.
Yeah, I'd say that's what we've been really trying to focus on was we've had so many slow starts, out of the gate, and it goes to every game pretty much. The Eastern game we get down, but we battle back, and it just kind of the same thing. Mitchell, I think we come out with 2 straight turnovers in our 2 opening possessions, and Paoli, I think we had a turnover early, and even West Washington, we didn't let them have a play. It wasn't necessarily us. We just kind of kept shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties and things like that in the first half. So that had been the focus of the coaches and the team to really, let's get out, let's finally get a game under our belt where we come out and control the tempo, control what we want to do, and the kids, I think they understood that and understood that we had kind of shot ourselves in the foot early against some teams. So let's not do that and give Trinity any life, and they were able to do that, and I was really proud of the way they come out, and defense was quick, forcing turnovers, and the offense was just clicking on all cylinders.
With that said, because Trinity's probably a little different talent level than your first few opponents, still have to go out and execute. Right. You still want them to look sharp and be focused and try to maintain that intensity as long as they can. Did you feel that happen? Yeah,
I'd tell you we really did. I mean, that was one thing, after watching film, you kind of don't know what happens and stuff, but some of the let up, started happening when we started subbing a lot of people in, and stuff. So I say that, Trinity did have some athletes on the field, and they were, coming after us. I think they thought it was a game they could compete with, and playing a Class A school and seeing our record, But I think we, set that down pretty quick, and they realized that, we're maybe a little better than an 0-4 team that they had seen before. So anyway, but that was nice. But the intensity of the kids, they were ready to keep playing even in the second half, and we come out even in that opening drive there in the third quarter, and just took it right down the field, and that was something nice to see, that the kids were able to continue the execution and the focus that we needed.
It was fun, too, for Kevin and me because trying to spot all the different kids that you had the opportunity to put in, especially there in the second half. So that's always good when you can get some of the younger guys varsity experience.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Just play, the difference from playing on a Friday night and a Monday night is huge, and that's what people think, well, it's not that big a deal. But it is. It really is. And we had a lot of kids really excited to get in, and several of them played really well. They a couple of them were upset that we allowed that touchdown late, but that I told them, I said, that's okay. You're going against guys that are juniors, seniors, a lot older, maybe not played, football last, a year or so over there, but they were, that was nice to see as well, that they were a little upset that they gave up that touchdown. So again, it was nice to see them out there, and like I said, I think everybody played pretty well.
How do you take a game like this and continue to build as the season moves along?
Yeah, I hope it just gives us confidence that, what we're doing is right and what we're, focused on in practice and the team is coming around. When you lose a few in a row, you start trying to question. I think the young kids for sure start questioning, is this what we're doing? Is it right? Is it wrong? How's it feel? And I've never felt that even in the games that we lost, but, I think it gives them some confidence like, oh, yeah, this is what we can do and this is what it should look like all the time. So we're hoping that builds each game and each week as we go. And again, I think with this group it will. I think we've seen that in practice this week. They've been excited to get out there again, and they've been focused on the next opponent.
Which certainly is Crawford County, and obviously under Kevin Mills, his second year down in Marengo. Tell us a little bit about what this team brings to the table.
Yeah, I tell you, Crawford County brings a pretty veteran ball club in. Really, they got 25, I believe it is, juniors and seniors, and again, I don't know if they played all 4 years or not or 3, but you can tell just watching them on film from last year to this year that they have a lot more athletes out there on the field, and Coach Mills does a great job as we all know and have seen that for years here. But he'll have his team ready to go, and they're definitely an opponent that if we show up, not on as sharp as we should be, like we did maybe early in the season, that they're going to give us a lot of trouble out there. So we got to come out and be really focused and determined, just like we were last week.
I feel like I have to ask, will it seem strange seeing him across the field, especially all the years that you were assisted under him, and then vice versa, your first in here when he kind of helped you out a little bit? Yeah,
and that's the thing. It's definitely going to be strange, no doubt. Just like earlier this year we had Coach Scheller on the other sideline at Eastern Green, and of course you see Troy over there against Mitchell. So it's not maybe the first time we've dealt with this, but this is quite a bit different for me. Being able to see Coach Mills and owe him a lot of, just gratitude for everything that he did for us and me personally, letting me get on the staff way back when, and then just coaching with him for all those years. We had a lot of great times, winning a lot of ball games and stuff. So it's going to be different. And again, we're not the only one. Coach Harris is, had Coach Mills was under Coach Harris there for a while, and Coach Reynolds, Coach Mills was his head coach here. So a lot of commonality, but nothing but respect for each other. And again, we just hope everybody shows up and plays well, and I know he still feels the same way.
All right, and Coach, just one final thought. First of 3 straight at home, finally getting back at home. I know Valley's always taken a lot of pride in defending the home turf, so I'm sure you'd like to take advantage. Yeah,
being home, like you said, seems like forever since we've been home, but I hope our kids still remember the game against Eastern Green, where we didn't maybe have that first quarter we wanted, but from that point on we played really well and really solid. So we're hoping that they can kind of carry the confidence over from last week getting the win, and then remembering back how fun it is to play at home and on a fast track, and hopefully we'll make some things happen Friday night.
All right, Coach, thanks as always for the talk. Let's make it 2 in a row tonight.
Hey, sounds good, Mike. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And this has been the Springs Valley Football Report with head coach Mark Hammond as the Blackhawks take on Crawford County. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
I'm joined now by a man that I had the pleasure and privilege of spending 17 years with, talking Springs Valley football. And even though it seems strange to say Crawford County head football coach, adding that to his moniker, Kevin Mills, it's good to catch up with you again, and hope everything is continuing to go well.
Yeah, Mike, last year I went down to Crawford and, retired from teaching from Valley, and been out of coaching about 3 or 4 years, and just about a last-minute deal, kind of got back in, and about 2 or 3 days before they started practice, and we didn't have a lot of players. We picked up a few more players this year. At times, I think we've made some improvements. We got several guys that have got some experience. still the overall weight program is a challenge for us, and numbers are still a challenge also. We've got several seniors, just that only about 8 of them have actually played, varsity football for 2 or 3 years, and we picked up some more there. But the underclassmen, we picked up a few more sophomores, which is good. The junior group is pretty solid. So, we feel like we just need to continue making improvements and, be competitive is what we're, wanting to do on Friday night and sneak up on someone and get a win. We had a win a couple of weeks ago and played some pretty decent football against West Washington and Madison, but, we met Mitchell last week and found out that we knew that was going to be the best team we'd played so far, and they were able to just move the ball, the second quarter on with pretty much ease. But, things are going pretty well, and, we're looking forward to tonight. I think it's going to be a good ball game, one where you're going to be pretty good speed on the field from both teams.
Coach, outside the game, I guess, I know that you're not in it for the personal glory, but Valley people at the same time, don't forget good coaches and what they do with the program. You led this Blackhawk team to 99 wins. You finally got your 100th, as you talked about a couple of weeks ago, and certainly with being an assistant under Chuck Akers and Bill Harris, probably you can double that win total, and you're going to be honored at halftime. How does that make you feel?
Well, I really appreciate it. Coaching here at Valley was, it was just an honor just to be the coach here. Valley went, I believe, about, from 1962 to 2007 or 8, March last year, was just having, 4 or 5 coaches during that period of time. And, Coach Pye, I know he just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and, he's been missed. I know his players played for him, when he started the program. And, I was able to play and coach under Coach Akers, and unfortunately, he left way too soon. And, he was just a tremendous guy. I think around the Valley, you mentioned Coach Akers, and, nothing but positive things come out. And then I was able to, Coach Harris was an assistant when I played in high school, and then he became the head coach in '84. And boy, did he just, really brought the program to another level, and had just his 8 years he was head coach. That doesn't seem like that long. It seemed like he coached. Was an assistant for quite a while, but boy, his 8 years as the head coach was just awesome. And I was able to coach under him, and the record he has is what is really outstanding. When you go 75-15, I think that's what his record was, something like that. 3 or 4 sectional wins, going to the state finals, and every year he was really I really feel one of the coaches that brought along a lot of the other coaches in the area up to a different level. Because at one time that period there, it was pretty dominating as far as your games. Most of our players would play about a half or 3 quarters, and then it was usually junior varsity after that. So. Just a great job he did. Now he's got 2 or 3 grand slams coming, so he got back in. So, but I really do think those 3 guys there are, 3 of the guys I've really looked up to and, really admired over the past years.
Right. Coach, I know there will be a tendency probably to want to migrate to the west sideline, just maybe a force of habit, but back to your stomping grounds for the first time. Give us some of your thoughts about this Springs Valley.
Well, I think we played last year, down at Crawford, and I kind of thought the score got carried away a little bit toward the second half, but as far as physical, I thought we matched up pretty well. Braden just was able to throw over top of us, and, he's a threat every time he's got the ball in his hands because, he throws it further and more accurate than most quarterbacks that we've faced this year. We've been facing mainly running teams. And then Wyatt Perkheiser he sees the field. I remember when I was back here at Valley when he was in the 7th and 8th grade of watching him run the football then, and this is his senior year, and I see a lot of great things out of him and a lot of speed on the field. I think that's probably the biggest attribute they have right now is that they're putting 5 or 6 kids that can really run out there, and it shows up on film, and we'll just see if we can kind of match up with it some way and kind of try to control it a little bit. But we're going to get pressure on the quarterback, and we're going to have to try to, what I always have tried to do as coaches, and that is control the football and try to take some time off the clock and kind of let our offense help our defense a little bit. And we'll just have to see if we're strong enough and our backs run hard enough to do that.
Coach, again, we appreciate you taking time to join us here before the ball game. It's good to see you back doing what you love so much. And as I said before, I don't think the Valley community has forgotten all that you've given to this Springs Valley football program. So even though you'll be on the opposite sideline tonight, I think a lot of people in the stands will be rooting for you.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike. And I did want to mention all my assistant coaches that coached under me. I can't mention all their names, but I had 4 or 5 that were with me for a long period of time there. And I just really appreciate them. And then I just want to really thank, more than anything, all the players that I was able to coach under when I was an assistant coach and a head coach here at Valley. Great kids and kids that, really dedicated a lot of time to football. So that, and I appreciate all the fans. And like I said, I'm hoping we can have a good ball game tonight, and, everybody comes away healthy and get ready for, I guess, next week. So we'll see you down the line, Mike. Thanks a lot.
Coach, best wishes, not only tonight, but on through the rest of the season.
Okay, thank you.
That is Kevin Mills, the head coach of the Crawford County Wolfpack, joining us prior to tonight's game as the Hawks take on Crawford County. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell, at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Colon cancer. It's called the silent killer because it usually has no outward symptoms until it's too late. A colonoscopy is the best way to detect and remove precancerous polyps. Screening helps save lives. If you are age 50 or older, talk to your doctor and get your colonoscopy scheduled at IU Health Paley Hospital. Colon cancer can be prevented. Commit to health and get checked.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick, good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
Defensive lineman Burt Rails here every pass, handoff, and tackle of Blackhawks football in the sports voice of the Valley Q100.
And before we get underway with tonight's Springs Valley football action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Springs Valley High School football.
Your home of IU and high school sports in the Valley. WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Tracy Tucker here at Springs Valley High School. The Hawks, just their second home game of the year here in week number 6 after being on the road for 4 weeks. Tracy has to be good to be at home, and I know how much Valley has always defended the home turf, and they hope to do so again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. It's great to be home. Kids are fired up, ready to go, and they just need to go out and take care of business tonight.
All right. Valley won the toss. They have deferred their choice to the second half, so Crawford County will get the ball first. Javon Gilmore, still nursing a bum ankle, will get set to kick off. Valley moving right to left here in this first quarter of play as the whistle is blown, and there's the kick. It is an end-over-end boot that is fielded at the 13-yard line by Caleb Newton, and he is corralled by Isaiah Pantier after he got it out over the 20 and up to about the 23-yard line. So a good open field tackle by the Valley junior, and Crawford will take over 1st and 10 now from their own 24-yard line. The quarterback is Tayton Arnold. He's 160 and a junior. The fullback is Dylan Shekels, 190 and a senior. The left halfback, Caleb Newton, at 145 and a senior, and Gavin Coleman, the other halfback, at 140 and a senior. The tight ends, Nick Stroud, 200 and a junior, and Matt Dearborn at 210 and a senior. So the Wolfpack, T-formation backfield, handoff to Gavin Coleman, works his way off the left side and pounds his way out over the 25 and up to about the 27-yard line. Looks like a pickup of 3 on the play. It'll set up now a 2nd down and 7. The center for Crawford, Stetson Lentz, 205 and a senior. The left guard, Dalton Stout, 175 and a junior. The right guard, Jacob Morris, 185 and a senior. Left tackle is junior Peyton Harrington, weighs in at 220. And Michael Williams, the right tackle, 175 and a senior.
Mike, let's hope this Valley defense can continue to see some improvement as we've seen over the last few weeks.
Power I formation. The pitch goes off to Coleman, and he's not going to find any running room on the right side. That was because Trenton McElfresh came up from his linebacker position to nail him. We'll call it maybe a yard gain on the play. That is it for Coleman, who has carried twice. It'll set up now a 3rd down and 6 situation. Colton Reynolds, the nose guard for the Hawks, 275 and a junior. The tackles, Nick Jones, 255 and a junior. Justin Haley at 185 and a junior. The ends, Adam George at 150 and a sophomore, and Raheem Bell at 185 and a senior. On 3rd down, I-formation backfield. Arnold pitches it off to Coleman, trying to get to the outside, slips a tackle. Can he turn the corner? He's not going to have any running room at all, as the Hawks were able to spread him out and prevented Coleman from turning the corner. He will get it up to about the 30-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 3, and it'll set up now a 4th down and 4, and it looks like the punting unit checks in now for Crawford. Linebacking core for the Hawks, middle linebacker Justin Shipman at 195 and a junior, Trenton McElfresh 165 and a senior, Drake Terry at 155 and a junior, and it is a blocked punt as Wyatt Perkiser got in, blocked the punt by Gavin Coleman, and runs after it, tracks it down, picks it up at about the 5, and carries it into the end zone, and how's that for a way to start the ball game?
What a start, Mike, and that ball couldn't have bounced any more perfect right up to Wyatt. He caught that thing on the run and was able to run it in the end zone.
So if you're Crawford County, not the way you'd like to see things start out, as a block punt leads to Valley's first touchdown of the night. And when was the last time Valley scored off of a block punt, Tracy?
Well, we sent 2 guys off that corner, and only Wyatt was just completely untouched there. He just got a clean shot in to block that punt.
Hawks will go for 2 out of the pistol. Perkiser looks to throw, flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to run with it, and he lowers his head, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion. So that is the versatility of Braden Whitaker, as he was flushed out of the pocket, saw an opening and took advantage, and a great start for Valley. Timeout on the field, 9:57 to go, opening quarter. Hawks already on the board, leading Crawford County 8-0 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Back with more Blackhawk football in just a moment.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Hello from Valley Marathon. Come to our Valley Car Fest, Cruise In, and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd at Valley Marathon. Registration 9 till noon. Prizes for all, and there's no registration fee at Valley Marathon, September 23rd. That's the Cruise In and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd, Valley Marathon.
This is Springs Valley Senior running back Wyatt Perkeiser, and you're listening to Blackhawks football on Q100.
Back we come to action as Javon Gilmore kicking off once again, and he sent it over the head of Gavin Coleman, who fielded it at the 8. And again, good coverage by the Hawks, and they limited him to just an 8-yard run. So the Pack started from their own 24 on their first series, now are back at their own 16-yard line as they open their second drive, and I'm sure Kevin Mills looking for better results this time.
Yeah, but I tell you, our kickoff team's doing a great job of hustling down and covering the kickoff.
Well, if that doesn't fire up a defense, I don't know what does. So the Pack have it back, T-formation backfield, and the handoff, nice hole up the middle, this time carrying the football is Dylan Shekels, the fullback, and he got a nice run. In fact, he will carry for first down yardage all the way out over the 25 and up to about the 28-yard line. So give him a gain of 12 on the play. So that maybe made the Wolfpack mad here, and maybe they're the ones fired up now, and they'll try to answer here with a drive of their own.
Ran a little crossbuck there, a little misdirection, got us a little off balance.
Very
nice
similar
play
to the plays that Springs Valley used to run when he was head coach. I remember them well. T-formation on first down. Arnold hands off to Coleman. Big hole off the left side. Sneaks forward, out across the 35, and up to about the 36, 37. So after going 3 and out, a couple of nice runs here for the Pack. Shekels getting 12, and here it is a 9-yard gain for Gavin Coleman to set up now a second down and 1. We gave you the linebacking core for the Hawks as well as their defensive line. The corners for the Hawks, Zach Carnes, 155 at a senior, Cole Cooper at 155 at a junior, and the safety is Isaiah Pampier at 160 and a junior. Second and 1. Arnold hands off. Ball is loose. A scramble for it. Let's see who's got it. Shekels was the intended ball carrier, and they're going to say it is Shekels was able to fall on top of it.
Got the first down.
He did. Only a 2-yard gain, but they only needed 1 for the first down. So Wolfpack have picked up 2 first downs now on this drive. They've got it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 8:20 to go here, opening quarter. A blocked punt and a return by Wyatt Perkeiser for a touchdown, having the Hawks on top for the second consecutive week, scoring first. Pitch to Coleman, trying to get to the outside, and again, not much running room. He plows his way out over the 40, up to about the 43. Raheem Bell and Justin Shipman in on the stop. 4-yard gain on the play, out to the 43. It'll set up now a second down and 6.
Mike, that Coleman kid's got some speed. He's one of probably the better athlete on the field for Crawford County. We definitely need to make sure we don't give him any seams because he could probably take the distance on us.
There is some quickness on this Crawford team. 2nd and 6, I-formation backfield. Caleb Newton slot right. And the handoff to the second man through. That is Newton, and sliding through there is Drake Terry to pull him down well back behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, the Hawks read that one well, and Drake came shooting in from his linebacker position, and he spills Newton for a loss all the way back to the 37. Loss of 6 on the play, and now Wolfpack looking at a 3rd down and 12.
Big play by Valley's defense. Definitely after the block punt and score, we don't want to give them any type of momentum. And after those 2 first downs, we need to get a stop here.
Wolfpack better hustle. They're down to 5 on the play clock. Arnold gets his team up to the line, takes the snap with 1, hands off to Shekels, and he'll pick up a couple of yards, but again, gang tackled as he gets out over the 40 up to about the 42. And again, Trenton McElfresh leading a trio of Blackhawk players there on the stop. Gain of 4. It'll set up now a 4th down and 8. And again, Crawford will have to punt. So again, Gavin Coleman back in punt formation. Let's see if the Hawks can get another block here. A good snap back. Oh, no. Now Coleman's going to run with it. He's got some running room. 45, 50, 45, 40. He's down the left sideline. He's got blockers in front of him. And it finally is Zach Carnes that brings him down, but not before Coleman is inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. So how's that for a reversal from a blocked punt to a fake punt? And the Wolfpack get 36 yards out of that and suddenly are knocking at the door at the Valley 23-yard line. So sometimes, you get a block punt, a little too much confidence, and then you get burned on one. I'm sure Mark Hammond will make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, one thing with Kevin Mills over there, you got to be ready for stuff like that.
I formation backfield, handoff. This time the ball carrier is, I believe that is Nathan Wiseman carrying the football. Again, they still can never figure out why they change numbers on us, but they do. Gain of 2 on the play. We'll assume that's Nathan Wiseman until we hear differently.
They just want to aggravate you, Mike.
They do. I swear, no matter how careful you are to check numbers, and they always throw a ringer in there or something.
Keep you on your toes.
2nd down and 8 at the 21, 8-0 Valley, under 5 minutes to go, opening quarter. T formation backfield, Arnold back to throw, he's hit! Oh, he gets away from Raheem Bell, now fires it downfield, and the pass is intercepted! Picking it off is Cole Cooper, down inside the 10-yard line. But give Raheem Bell all sorts of credit there. He put pressure on Arnold, and even though he got away from a potential sack, he forced him to throw up a lame duck, and Cole was right there to pick it off, and the Hawks have created their first turnover of the night and will take over the football, albeit deep in their own territory.
Yeah, nice play by Cole Cooper, and much needed for this Blackhawk football team.
So 1st and 10 now for the Hawks at their own 9-yard line. Out of the pistol, Whitaker takes the snap, hands off to Colby Lowe, and Colby isn't going to go anywhere. In fact, he's got to lose major yardage here, back inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. So
I think that play may have been designed to go off tackle, and looks like Colby tried to bounce it out.
So it is a loss of 5 on Valley's first play from scrimmage. Believe it or not, they're up 8-0, and that was their first play from scrimmage. So it'll set up now a 2nd down and 15. So Braden Whitaker, 205, the senior, the quarterback. We'll talk more about him. He has a chance to break some records tonight. Play action. Whitaker in the end zone. Fires the screen pass out, caught by Wyatt Perkiser, turns the corner, has some running room up the near sideline, or far sideline, and before he steps out of bounds, he's all the way up close to the 30-yard line, and we've got a penalty in the end zone, and this may be a safety here. We may have a holding call against the Hawks.
There is a flag on the play.
The flag is in the end zone, and if it is against Valley, that's going to result in a safety. It is a holding call against Valley. It occurred in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety.
Penalty in the end zone.
So Crawford County will get 2 points. It is now 8-2, and I didn't see who the guilty party was, Tracy, but obviously you're going to try to protect your quarterback at all costs, and in this particular case, it really cost the Hawks.
Yeah, it looks like Braden got back there. It looks like he wanted to go to his left and then ended up going back to right. May have been designed like that, but Crawford had some penetration there, and unfortunately, we were called for the hold.
So not only does that give Crawford 2 points, Valley now will have to kick off from the 20, so the Wolfpack are going to get the ball again here. So we'll see what happens, as Crawford should have some pretty good field position. Boy, already some strange things in this game, Tracy. A block punt for a touchdown, and now a safety. So Javon Gilmore will kick off here from the 20. Back deep for Crawford are Gavin Coleman and Caleb Newton. We know Javon can really get his foot into the ball, and he does here, and drives Newton back to the 30-yard line, up to the 40, to the 45, and he's tripped up as he gets it out to about the 48-yard line. Anti-air on the stop for Crawford, but the Pack will have terrific field position now as they start from their own 49-yard line. And this again, Tracy, where Valley's defense is going to have to dig in.
Then you dig in here and step up, need a quick out and get the ball back. See if we can get our offense going.
Well, we saw Crawford pick up 3 first downs on their last drive. An interception killed it. But we'll see what they do here. Power I formation on first down. Arnold fumbled the snap, picks it up, and he's in trouble in the backfield, and he's going to go down. Well, they're still scrambling for it. Now Valley thinks that they've got it here. I didn't hear a whistle. Now they do say Valley's got it. I'm not sure who came out of there with it for the Hawks.
I know Colton Reynolds came off the ball and drove their center back about 3 yards, so that may have had something to do with the fumble.
And I think Kevin Mills is really upset with this officiating crew that they didn't blow the whistle earlier. It looked like Arnold's forward progress was stopped, but there was no whistle, and they let play continue, and eventually they rule it a fumble. That's Crawford's second turnover now in succession. So instead of Crawford on the march, Hawks have it in great field position. They'll start in Crawford territory at the 47.
And that's what you want to do. With the ball's on the ground, you just keep fighting for it and let the officials have to make a call.
Much better run for Colby Lowe as he turns the corner, but another penalty flag comes down. Actually, I see a second penalty flag as well as Colby's speed gets him around the corner, and for now the ball at the 24-yard line, but I have a feeling this one's going to be coming back, and we have, yet another holding call here against Valley.
I think that's going to be one of the keys of the game. We've got to stay away from these penalties and turnovers.
Well, one penalty's already cost them 2 points, and this one is going to send it back here. So it is holding. It's going to move the ball to the 48. So it'll actually bring up a first down and 11. So it'll actually go as a 9-yard run here. On first and long. Handoff goes to Wyatt Perkiser, straight ahead running, or Raheem Bell carrying, rather. Raheem picks up maybe 3 yards to the 45. It'll bring up now a second down and 8. We told you Braden Whitaker, the quarterback, needs just 39 passing yards to become Valley's all-time leader. Here's a throw downfield, and it's over the head of Wyatt Perkiser. And we have yet another hanky on the field thrown across the way at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be a sideline warning against Crawford County. So that's all it is for now. The second infraction will be a 5-yard penalty, and then thereafter they become 15-yard infractions. So the incomplete pass will be a third down and 8 now for Valley at the 45. Clock is stopped, 2:44 remaining opening quarter. It's an 8-2 Springs Valley lead. This time Whitaker out of the shotgun. Perkiser in motion, back to throw. Whitaker fires over the middle, and he threw behind his intended target. That was Wyatt Perkiser. Would have had the first down, but Braden's throw a little bit behind.
Had a little pressure coming off our right side there, and kind of forced him into throwing the ball maybe a little quicker than what he wanted.
And this early in the game, I don't think Mark Hammond is going to take any chances. It looks like he's sending his putting unit in on 4th down and 8, even though the Hawks are in Crawford territory.
Looks like we're going to play the field position game, Mike. Try to hunt the ball and get him pinned back. And
right.
get a quick 3 and out and get the ball back in good position.
Coleman standing back deep, and it is a high spiraling boot, a short one, and it actually is going to take a sideways roll and go out of bounds at around the 29-yard line. So not one of Braden's better boots. It'll only go 16 yards. So Crawford will take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line with 2:35 remaining here in this first quarter. The Valley lead on the Fast Eddie scoreboard is at 8-2. So you almost feel like you have a couple of prize fighters out there, Tracy, trying to feel one another out.
Each team's trying to get something established, and so far neither one has.
High formation backfield. Pitch to Coleman, trying to get around the corner. And is able to find a little bit of running room. He falls forward. He'll be close to first down yardage up at around the 40. Kevin Mills, when he was Valley's coach, liked to run that sweep, and this one is successful as Coleman gets 11 yards out to the 40, and another Crawford County first down. So after going 3 and out, the Pack have shown a propensity here, Tracy, to move the football, but 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble have killed each of their last 2 drives. T formation backfield as the handoff goes off to Coleman again. And nope, this is Caleb Newton carrying the football. So Newton got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it. So I would say, Tracy, that the defensive lines are kind of controlling things, at least here at this juncture of the game.
Made a good stop right there, Mike.
And now down to 6 on the play clock. Crawford's going to have to spend a timeout as Tate Arnold was over there on the sideline for an inordinate amount of time, and now Crawford will spend timeout. 1:17 to go, opening quarter on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. Blackhawks lead the Wolfpack 8-2 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. We'll continue with more Blackhawks football right after this.
Rolling Tire and Auto, your auto value dealer in West Baden, gives new meaning to the term complete car care. It starts with Rolling carrying a full line of auto parts for all you do-it-yourselfers. Not just parts, but the tools to install them. Then it moves to tires, where you can choose from some of the best brands in the business, including Uniroyal, Michelin, and BF Goodrich. And then with 2 full-time certified mechanics, Rolling will get you back on the road with repairs on services from air conditioning to wheel alignments and everything in between. Celebrating 50 years of providing the area with the best in automotive care. See them on the Boulevard in West Baden or visit rollingtireandauto.com.
This is Springs Valley senior fullback Raheem Bell. Thanks for listening to Blackhawk Football right here on Q100.
Students, football players, and folks like you like DQ Blizzards. This is the time for a pumpkin pie blizzard of the month at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley. Stop in for a mini blizzard at $2.88 or have a $5 meal, including Sunday at Dairy Queen in French Lick. Out of the Crawford timeout, 2nd down and 10. And handoff, no. Arnold's going to keep the football, flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right, tries to turn the corner, and gets maybe 4, perhaps 5 yards. As again, Valley stringing it out with their defense.
Had good coverage, though. They sent their tight end out there on a flag pattern, little play-action pass, and defensive back stayed home and didn't have anywhere to go with the football.
So it is now 3rd down and 5 for Crawford at their own 45. Wolfpack take a lot of time in the huddle. Now they get up to the line with 5 on the play clock. High formation backfield. Arnold bobbles the snap, picks it up, looks to run, and may pick up a couple of yards, but that is it. That's the 2nd time tonight he has bobbled that snap. And Nick Jones able to get in and make the stop, but only a 2-yard pickup on the play for the quarterback Arnold. So that'll leave 4th down and 3. And now,
I tell you, Colton Reynolds is has a lot to do with them fumbling that snap, Mike. He's really coming off the ball and really causing problems for their center.
All right. Kevin Mills will have the break between the first and second quarters to decide if he wants to go for it, 4th and 3 near midfield. That's the end of the first quarter from the Hawks Nest in French Lick. On the Fast Eddie scoreboard after 1, Springs Valley 8, Crawford County 2. Back with the second quarter in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
Pre-planning may be difficult for a family to initiate, but it's something many families have been thankful they did. Something this important can be made easier by talking to the experienced staff at Denbo Funeral Home in English. They can help with answers to questions you or your family may have. Questions about options like burial or cremation and costs. Make arrangements in advance without pressure or obligation and avoid distress later by calling Tina Baker, administrator at the Denbo Funeral Home in English, 338-2558.
Let's say your kid or an envious coworker posted on social media that you're going on vacation. While you're excited about your time away, you're concerned that your empty home may be at risk. Leave your worries at home and pack peace of mind when you sign up for Smithville Security. Our #1 rated Honeywell Lyric home automation system provides full protection, and you can monitor your home from miles away. Simple, smart, safe, Smithville. Find out how to pack peace of mind and leave worries behind at smithvillesecurity.com.
Back at Springs Valley High School in French Lick, 8-2. Valley with the lead as we start this second quarter. Crawford looking at a 4th down and 3 at their own 47-yard line.
Looks like they're going for it, Mike.
Yeah.
Maybe a little surprised. Crawford's defense is playing pretty good. If they don't get this here, they're giving Valley awful good field position.
All right. Here's Arnold out of a shotgun. Takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Looks. Turns. He's got the first down as he is bumped out of bounds. He just did cross the 50 to about the Valley 48. Needed to get to midfield, and the gamble worked for Kevin Mills. So a fresh set of downs here for the Pack at the 48, 5-yard gain on the play for Arnold. Offensively, things dominated by Crawford County. Valley has 7 yards of total offense thus far, even though they have the lead.
I think the penalty's kind of a little misleading there because we've had some really good plays and penalties have called it back. So.
Right. Again, out of the shotgun, Arnold. Hands off. A flag is down. Nice hole up the middle there for Gavin Coleman, but we may have a procedure call here against Crawford, and we do. That was Shekels, the ball carrier. And I'm not sure. Now, the traveling motion, Tracy, either means a false start or it is for illegal formation. In other words, you don't have 7 men up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that...
I don't see how the referee can call that from the backfield. Only the linesman, I would think, would be able to call that. And
may have called the motion guy going forward.
But you give the arm going out for the motion call. So, and again, I think that's what the Crawford County coaching staff is arguing about here, is that, maybe it's motion, but it's not a procedure call. If it's procedure, a false start, then you kill the football. So, at any rate, as always, the officials prevail. So the ball back to the 47 of Crawford, where it'll be 1st down and 15. Just underway, second quarter, Valley with an 8-2 lead. Coleman in motion. Another flag down, handoff to Shekels, and he's in trouble in the backfield. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it. And let's see what we've got here.
Certainly looks like the same play and the same call.
Yeah, I was going to say. Again, I don't see how the referee can make a determination if it's not enough men up on the line of scrimmage. And he's going to give that procedure call again. This time the Hawks are going to decline it because That was a loss of 2 yards for Shekels back to the 45. So instead of a 1st and 20, the Hawks are going to take a 2nd and 17. So right now, Crawford County going in the wrong direction here. And with the Wolfpack being a run-dominated team, that certainly gives Valley's defense a bit of an advantage. But as soon as I say that, Arnold has gone to the air at times this year. He's thrown for about 200 yards in their first 5 games, so not a lot of yardage, but Valley can't fall asleep here either.
Yeah, definitely need to stay awake here, and I think Crawford will have a hard time throwing the ball against our defensive backs. I think our quickness will prevail there.
And again, with the play clock running out, Kevin Mills had to spend a timeout. Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities because life is a team sport. Go Hawks from the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ in Paoli. Timeout on the field, 8-2 Valley on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. First minute of the second quarter. Back with more Valley football in just a moment.
Do you want to begin again? At Springs Valley Bank and Trust, you can begin again with our Spring Back checking account. Don't qualify for a traditional checking account? No problem. Springs Valley Spring Back Checking is designed for those who want to reestablish a positive banking history and be in control of their own personal finances. Call, click, or stop by any banking center to learn more about Spring Back Checking and how you can begin again. Loyal to you, your family, and your future. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Crawford down to 1 timeout left. Right now they're facing a 2nd and 17 at their own 45. T formation backfield. Arnold hands off to Coleman. No place to go for him off the left side. Again, nothing but black shirts there, and it was Colton Reynolds. You keep calling him out, Tracy, again at the bottom of that pile, making another big stop.
Yeah, he's definitely a force in there, Mike. They're going to have a hard time with Colton all night long.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 17 now for the Pack. We've had a block punt for a touchdown. Wyatt Perkiser blocking Gavin Coleman's punt, and then it bounced up to him at about the 5, and he pranced it into the end zone, and then Valley with a holding call in their own end zone, nailed on a safety. That's been our scoring. Power I formation. Arnold back to throw. Rolls to his right. Pressure. Now looks like he's going to run with it. And he loses the football, and the Hawks fall on top of it. Arnold trying to run. Got hit at about midfield, coughs it up, but there is a penalty flag down, and we'll see what this is all about. And it's a personal foul, face mask against the Hawks. Oh, my goodness. So just when it looked like the Hawks had Crawford stopped, another major penalty here against Valley. Well, remember a couple of weeks ago, Tracy, against West Washington, Valley had 69 yards in penalties in the first half of play. They're not quite there yet, but boy, their defense has really been getting the job done, and you hate to see these penalties really negate all that.
Yeah, we're certainly shooting ourselves in the foot, for sure.
So a personal foul, face mask, and this will tack 15 yards on, and it's not an automatic first down, but it will give the Pack a first down. They'll spot it up at the 35-yard line, so give Coleman, or Arnold rather, give Arnold a gain of 5 on that play, and then the 15-yard penalty moves it all the way to the Valley 35-yard line. And a 1st and 10 here for the Wolfpack. I formation backfield. Arnold bobbles the snap again. It's loose. Scramble for the football. Let's see who's got it. No indication by the officials yet. Now it looks as though Arnold was able to fall on top of it, but he'll lose a yard on the play. And I'm not sure why here, Tracy, but Peyton Arnold continuing to struggle. Maybe he's pulling out from his quarterback or from his center a little bit too soon I'm not sure, but he is really having problems with that snap right now.
Yeah, it's about the third or fourth time he's dropped the ball on the ground.
So the ball back to the 36, loss of 1. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 11. 9:20 to go, first half. Valley continuing to lead 8-2 over Crawford. High formation backfield, the pitch to Coleman. Turns it upfield, spins away from one tackler, and then is finally brought down at about the 33-yard line. Justin Shipman able to finish him off after Cole Cooper and Drake Terry made the initial hits, at least turned him back in where Justin was able to make the tackle. Gain of 3 there. 3rd down and 8 for Crawford, and you got to figure inside the Valley 35-yard line, they're probably in 4-down territory.
Yeah, that's what you want to see as a defensive coach. You want to see 3 or 4 guys get to the football, and that's what you saw there with Valley. Good speed there, good aggressive tackle.
Arnold up under center, power I formation on 3rd down. Back to throw is Arnold. Play action, fires it downfield, and the pass is incomplete. Dylan Shekels was the intended receiver out on the flat at about the 30-yard line. He got one hand on it. I couldn't tell. It was hard to see from here if Arnold just led him a little bit too much or not, but he was unable to haul it in, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 8 here for Crawford at the Valley 33, and Hawks have been making the defensive plays all night long so far. We'll see if they can do so here again.
Definitely was open out in the flats. Like you said, Mike, hard to see up here, but it looked like he elected to not get 2 hands out on the football and cost him a drop.
And again, too much time, as just like in his Valley days, the quarterback comes over to Kevin Mills to get the play he wants to run. So that is the final timeout of this first half for Crawford. They'll face a 4th and 8 when play resumes. 8:25 to go before intermission. Valley continues to lead Crawford on the Fast Eddie scoreboard 8-2. Back with more Blackhawks football in just a moment.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the salad bar lunch, 11 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink, all for just $7.99 at Chicago's Pizza in French Lick. So Crawford uses their final timeout of the first half. They are looking at a 4th down and 8 from the Valley 33. They need to get it to just in front of the 25-yard line. Caleb Newton splits wide to the far side. The pitch to Gavin Coleman. He's going to fire it downfield, and the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Zach Carnes. He takes off the other way. 30, 35, 40, still on his feet. Makes a cut to the 50 and is finally pulled down, but not before he gets it into Crawford County territory at the 43-yard line. Another terrific defensive play made by this Hawk team as they create the 3rd turnover by Crawford here in this half. Good coverage on Caleb Newton by Zach. The pass underthrown just a tad, and Zach was there to pick it off, and he returns it almost 45 yards back the other way to set up Valley in good field position.
Yeah, they didn't fool us on that, Mike, and Zach made a nice play going up and getting that ball. Did a great run back, had some nice cuts. And Zach's got a lot of quickness. He's very capable of doing that.
Let's see if Valley's offense can get on track, and a hard count here by Braden, and he may have drawn. No, they're going to call a false start here on Valley. Wow.
False start against Springs Valley.
Well, now they're moving it up 5 yards. Hang on here. How do you give a What are we doing here, guys? Well, they started to mark the 5 off on Crawford. Now the officials are going to come in here and confer. Come on, guys. You got to get this right here, for crying out loud. Our officials tonight, the referee is Brian Personette. Greg Diss is the umpire. Head linesman DJ Henkel. Line judge Barry Stuckwish, and the back judge is Tim Botris. So,
I'm not going to question what they're calling, but it did look like the nose guard kind of
flinched a little.
Flinched a lot, but maybe they saw something we didn't see, which is very possible.
All right. Well, we haven't gone over Valley's offense other than Braden Whitaker, the fullback Raheem Bell at 185, the senior Wyatt Perkiser and Colby Lowe, the running backs Wyatt 145 and a senior, Colby 145 and a junior, Ryan Tao, one of the wideouts 165 and a senior, along with Jackson Land at 160 and a junior.
Well, we're going to do over.
They waved off the flag, so make it 1st and 10. There was a penalty. It's just they decided not to enforce it. All right, out of the pistol, Whitaker takes the snap, hands off. Wyatt Perkiser straight ahead running, bowls his way inside the 40 and down to about the 37. So that is Wyatt's first run of the night. He actually carried the ball for about 27 yards earlier, but that holding call in the end zone resulted in a safety. So,
yeah, anytime we've tried to run wide and pass, and we've got some penalties, which you're more susceptible to penalties when you do that. So, looks like Valley's going to try to stay inside the tackles.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain. Perkiser in motion to the near side. Pitch to Lowe. Trying to get to the outside, and he is clobbered. Oh, what a play made there by Nathan Wiseman as he came storming in from his linebacker position almost before Colby had the football, and he is decked for a 5-yard loss back to the 42. It'll bring up now a 3rd down and 10. Valley's line, Camden Grandstaff, the center, 185 and a sophomore, Nate Hamilton, the left guard, 160 and a junior, right guard, Justin Shipman, 195 and a junior, Colt Reynolds, right tackle at 275 and a junior, and Caleb McCracken, 190 and a sophomore, the left tackle. 3rd down and 10.
Give Crawford's defense some credit on that one.
Back to throw is Whitaker, fires it out on the flat. He's got his man. That is Ryan Tao. He made his first catch of the year last week at Trinity Lutheran, and he makes a big reception here as he will pick up 1st down yardage.
Well, it was a nice grab by Ryan.
You bet. 12-yard gain on the play, and that'll give us an opportunity in. That, believe it or not, Tracy, is Valley's first down of the contest. So they've got it at the 30. Now, Braden, coming into tonight, needed just 39 passing yards to become Valley's all-time leading passer. He got 12 there. Let's see what happens here. He's going to keep the football, gets a nice block at the line of scrimmage, turns it, breaks to the outside, still on his feet, sidestepping tacklers inside the 20, and before Crawford can bring him down, he's all the way inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. Great piece of running again by Braden Whitaker. He got a nice block right at the line of scrimmage to squirt through, and then did the rest on his own, carrying a couple of tacklers with him. He'll go for 18 yards all the way down to the 12-yard line, and another big 1st down for the Hawks.
Offensive line did a nice job there, got a hole for Braden. He gets through there, good-sized kid, and he's hard to bring down.
Handoff. Carrying the football is Wyatt Perkiser, and well, I'll tell you what, by the time he gets the handoff, he's almost at full speed. He bursts through there, and he'll pick up 5 yards down to the 7. Or it'll be 2nd down and 5. Hawks can get a 1st down without scoring. 5.5 minutes to go before intermission. Valley trying to go up by a couple of scores here. They lead by 6 right now at 8-2. Tao and Land the wideouts. Ryan to the far side. Bell the lone setback. And this is Raheem on the carry, straight ahead running. Dives forward, touchdown, Springs Valley. Raheem Bell right up the gut. And the Hawks have their first offensive touchdown of the night, their 2nd of the ball game, as they extend their lead to 14-2 with 5:09 remaining here in this opening quarter.
Yeah, it looked like Raheem went right over center. I'm not sure he got touched before he got to the end zone. Stayed low. Showed some quickness there.
So Valley will go for 2. That's a 7-yard run for Raheem. Perkiser in motion. Back to throw is Whitaker. Fires it into the end zone and running it down For the reception is Ammon Acuff.
84 and Acuff.
And the Hawks tack two more. Boy, Braden just unloaded the football as he got hit there and just heaved it up, and Ammon was able to run into it on the far back corner of the end zone. So the Hawks finally score with their offense, and with 5:09 to go here in the first half, they extend their lead over Crawford to 16-2 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
Caring people make the difference at Springs Valley Meadows in French Lick.
You can feel it the minute you walk into Springs Valley Meadows. We're the experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. We're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, we become an extension of your family. For more information about Springs Valley Meadows, Highway 145, French Lick, visit ascseniorcare.com.
Or call Springs Valley Meadows at 936-9991.
This is Springs Valley senior wide receiver Ryan Tao. Keep it tuned to Q100 all season long for Blackhawks football.
Valley getting set to kick off after they score. Javon Gilmore kicking off to Gavin Coleman, who fields it at the 20, takes it right up the gut. Nice return as he's able to get his way all the way out to the Wolfpack 45-yard line. Two great plays that set up that touchdown, Tracy. One, of course, the interception by Zach Carnes, and then on a 3rd down and 12, or a 3rd down and 10, rather, Braden Whitaker able to hit Ryan Tao for a 12-yard gain and set up the...
we would have mixed it up a little bit there, Mike. Running the ball inside the tackles, had a nice couple of throwing plays, and able to stay away from penalties was the big thing.
Right. And I believe that is Peyton Howerton running the football. Let's check and see. I don't see too many guys that... It is Peyton Howerton.
Short gain on the play, 2nd down.
So putting one of their linemen in the backfield to run it. He picks up 2 yards up to the 47-yard line. So Kevin Mills trying to pull out all the stops right here.
He is a load.
220 and a junior. And off, this is Dylan Shekels. Works his way off the right side. Gets it up close to midfield. Raheem Bell making the initial hit for the Hawks. Gain of 3 on the play to the 50. It'll bring up now a 3rd down and 5. 4:10 to go before halftime as dusk settling in on the valley. Clear skies, calm wind. Temperature of 85 degrees at game time. It's probably cooled off a little. Probably not a whole lot, though.
So hopefully it's cooled off a little for you.
All right, on 3rd down and 5, Arnold takes the snap, hands off to Coleman, and he is bullied after a short pickup. This time it was Adam George making the initial hit. Only a 2-yard gain on the play there. And it'll bring up 4th down and 3.
Somebody came in there for Valley and made a really nice hit there.
Yeah, Adam George, I know, led the charge. He had plenty of help as well. Now, not sure if... Looked like the official on the near sideline called an official's timeout. I think they're just going to take a water break right now.
Well, there was a Valley player down. Looked like he was holding his knee.
But Mark Hammond's out there on the field as well, so I'm not sure.
Justin Shipman, but it looks like he...
Okay.
Trainer came out. Looks like he's walking off the field, so...
Yeah. Slight little limp. So hopefully nothing too serious, maybe just a little stinger or something, and he'll be back in there. All right, so 4th down and 3 now for Crawford at the Valley 48-yard line, and this time I don't think Kevin Mills is going to take any chances as he's got Gavin Coleman in there set to punt it away. Valley doesn't have anybody back deep. They're going to, and again, it looks like they're going to fake it, and the pass downfield, and it is caught. What a beautiful reception. That is Nick Straub that hauls it in, but a penalty flag comes down, and
They have a lineman downfield.
Yeah, either that or perhaps Coleman was beyond the line of scrimmage. I don't think he was, but we'll wait and see here. For now, it's a first down. They are going to wave the flag off, and it is a first down.
Flag is picked up again.
So that will go. The ball is at the 37. That's an 11-yard pass from Gavin Coleman to Nick Stroud. So that's twice tonight now, Tracy, that Crawford has faked that punt and been successful.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why. Wasn't sure if Coach Mills, you just, like I said, you never know when they drop back to punt and he's on the other side. He certainly likes to.
Yeah.
He don't like to punt, I guess I should say.
So now Crawford at the Valley 37, 2:40 to go before halftime. I formation backfield. Handoff to Coleman. Has a hole on the left side. Bowls his way down inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line is where it looks like they'll spot it. Gain of 5 on the play. Now Crawford is out of timeouts, and we know their propensity for running the football here. So time could become a factor here, or at least force Arnold to put the ball in the air.
Well, Springs Valley's defense needs to step up here. And
here Shekels has a hole on the right side. It quickly closes, but he is able to pound his way inside the 30 and down to about the 28. Gain of about 3 on the play, so it'll set up now third down and a long 2.
They're definitely in 4-down territory here.
Oh, yeah. But that clock continues to run, 1:40 to go. This time Crawford out of a T formation backfield. Arnold hands off, and I believe that is Shekels. He'll have the first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Shekels, not a big gain, but enough for first down yardage. 3-yard gain to the 26, so that is another first down for Crawford, but the officials wind the clock again, and we're down to 1:20 to go before halftime. 16-2, Valley with the lead. This time out of a power I formation. Back to throw is Arnold. Rolls to his right, flushed out. Now he's going to run with it, and is hit, run out of bounds. Good job over there by Justin Shipman to make sure he wasn't able to turn the corner. Or maybe that was Trent McElfresh. Can't see if Justin is back in there or not. I think he's still.
Yes, Justin Shipman went in.
Yeah. So it is a loss of a yard on the play. Now Arnold did get out of bounds, so that does stop the clock. But now sets up a second down and 11 here. So it looks like for now, Kevin Mills may want to run the football, or pass the football. Again, out of the power I, back to throw as Arnold had trouble pulling out from center. Now he's going to run with the football. He's to the 30, and he's pushed out of bounds. And again, very little gain. It will stop the clock, but this Hawk defense giving up ground grudgingly. And this may have gotten it back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll call it the 26, so a gain of 1 there. But it's going to bring up a third down and 10 here for Crawford with just under a minute remaining here in this first half. Don't forget our agent Tracy Tucker at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime reports. Man that made one of the biggest defensive plays of that first half in our senior spotlight. We'll talk about that. Here's a pitch, and Caleb Newton, was going to throw the football. He got pressure big time there from Colton Reynolds. Just did unload it before the big guy was able to plow on top of him, and he majorly underthrew his intended target, Gavin Coleman, and he's lucky that didn't get picked off. As it falls incomplete, it'll bring up now fourth down and 10.
Not sure if the receiver was open or if the throw was so underthrown that I think our secondary kind of went up for the ball. It appeared to make it look like his receiver's open, but I don't think he was.
Right. So fourth down and 10 now at the 26-yard line. 55 seconds remaining. Down to 2 on the play clock. Arnold just does get it off. Back to throw. He's going long into the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Caleb Newton was the intended receiver, just running a fly route down the middle of the field. Good coverage there from both Zach Carnes and from Isaiah Pantier. And the Hawks will take over on downs with 49 seconds remaining here in this first half.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think it's a situation where we're going to try to run the clock out. We've got enough weapons here. We definitely can get down the field and put some more points on the board for halftime.
Right. And I believe Valley has all 3 of their timeouts. So Ryan Tao splits wide to the far side. Jackson Land the wide out to the near. In motion is Carnes. Out of the pistol, Whitaker takes the snap. Looks, steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to run with it. He's to the 30. He's to the 35 and runs out of bounds. They'll spot him up at the 36-yard line. So that'll be a 10-yard gain on the play, very close to the first down. I think they're going to call him just shy. Now they're going to move it back to the 35. So call it a 9-yard gain. And second down and 1. But again, you save yourself a timeout by getting out of bounds. Tao and Land again the wideouts. Here's Carnes in motion to the far side. Colby the lone setback. Here's Whitaker in the pocket. Has some time, fires it downfield, going for Jackson Land, and he almost made the catch.
Well, he went up nice, and I thought he was going to pull that in right in between 2 defenders and took a good lick.
He did. Back on the coverage for Crawford, Tayton Arnold, and Gavin Coleman. And despite that, he nearly was able to come up with it. So it'll bring up third down and 1 here for Valley. 34 seconds to go here in this first half.
We're having a little difficult time protecting the quarterback. Braden Stuff scrambled quite a bit back there.
They snap it back to Colby Lowe instead of Whitaker, and Colby able to get at least first down yardage up at the 40-yard line, so Colby will pick up 5 yards. And the Hawks will have a fresh set of downs. 25 seconds remaining. In motion is Whitaker. And the pass, intended, or it was Carnes the man in motion, not Whitaker. And Braden's throw to Zach, right in the numbers, and Zach just couldn't hang on to it. He
just kind of took his eyes off of it a little bit, was going to turn upfield.
So it'll bring up second down and 10. 17 seconds before the break.
I saw that the other night in the Giants game. Eli's receivers was dropping the ball a little bit just like that.
Helped the Lions, that's for sure. All right, back to throw is Whitaker. Steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right. Was going to throw it, now he will, and the pass is intercepted. Gavin Coleman picks it off at about the 29-yard line. And that time, Braden just hoping that one of his receivers would run under it, but good coverage by the Wolfpack that time. And Coleman able to pick it off, and that will stop Valley's drive for now.
I think he was trying to hit Jackson Land on that, and they did a good job of covering him. Braden just overthrew him a little bit. Trying to make a play.
Great arm by Braden. He keeps it about 30 yards downfield, but Wolfpack make a good play. So 9 seconds left. I assume Crawford's just going to take a knee here, and the teams will head to the dressing room for halftime. That's the case as Arnold takes a knee, and that will do it for this first half of play. Interesting the way the scoring began. A block punt for a touchdown and a safety, but Valley adding an offensive touchdown to their totals, and they will go to the dressing room with a 14-point lead.
Those vehicles left in this parking lot will be towed.
Students, football players, and folks like you like DQ Blizzards. This is the time for a pumpkin pie blizzard of the month at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley. Stop in for a mini blizzard, just $2.88, or have a $5 meal, including Sunday, at Dairy Queen in French Lick. And Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities because life is a team sport. Go Hawks from the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ in Paoli. Halftime at the Hawks Nest in French Lick. And on the Fast Eddie scoreboard, it is Springs Valley 16, Crawford County 2. We'll return with more in a moment. You're listening to Springs Valley High School Football.
This year, we will lose more people to colon cancer than to breast cancer or prostate cancer. But colon cancer can be prevented. A colonoscopy is the best test to detect and remove precancerous polyps. Screening helps save lives. If you are age 50 or older, talk to your doctor and get your colonoscopy scheduled at IU Health Paoli Hospital. Colon cancer can be prevented. Commit to health and get checked.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick. Good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Hello from Valley Marathon. Come to our Valley Car Fest, Cruise In, and Customer Appreciation Days, Saturday, September 23rd at Valley Marathon. Registration 9 till noon. Prizes for all, and there's no registration fee at Valley Marathon, September 23rd. That's the Cruise In and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd, Valley Marathon.
Rolling Tire and Auto, your auto value dealer in West Baton, gives new meaning to the term complete car care. It starts with Rolling carrying a full line of auto parts for all you do-it-yourselfers. Not just parts, but the tools to install them. Then it moves to tires, where you can choose from some of the best brands in the business, including Uniroyal, Michelin, and BF Goodrich. And then with 2 full-time certified mechanics, Rolling will get you back on the road with repairs on services from air conditioning to wheel alignments and everything in between. Celebrating 50 years of providing the area with the best in automotive care. See them on the Boulevard in West Baton or visit rollingtireandauto.com.
This is Springs Valley senior defensive back Trenton McElfresh. Don't miss a second of the action of Blackhawks football by keeping it tuned in here to Q100.
Before we start our halftime activities from the Hawks Nest, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Springs Valley High School Football.
You're listening to the 6,000-watt sports voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Tracy Tucker back at the Hawks Nest. We're at halftime. Springs Valley holds a 16-2 lead on the visiting Crawford County Wolfpack, and we'll go over the first half scoring as you listen to the sounds of the Springs Valley Black Hawk Brigade. Valley got it going in a very unconventional way with Crawford lined up in punt formation on 4th and 4 from their own 30-yard line. Ball was snapped back to Gavin Coleman. Wyatt Perkiser was able to zoom in, block the punt, picked it up at the 5-yard line on the bounce, and carried it into the end zone. That at the 9:57 mark of the opening quarter to give Valley the lead. Whitaker then ran it in for the 2-point score, and Valley had an 8-0 lead. After Crawford got it back again, Valley took over the football. They were able to get an interception by Cole Cooper, but on a 2nd and 15 from their own 4-yard line with Braden Whitaker looking to throw out of the end zone, Valley was called for a hold in the end zone. That resulted in automatic safety. That at 3:59 mark of the opening quarter has accounted for Crawford's only score thus far. Valley finally got the offense generated. It started with a Zach Carnes interception and return to the Crawford County 42-yard line. Valley needed just 6 plays to go the 42 yards in 3 minutes and 1 second. Raheem Bell straight up the gut from 7 yards out with 5:09 to go in the half. And then Braden Whitaker hitting Ammon Acuff in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That's where we stand now with Valley on top, 16-2 on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. When we return, we'll begin the Agent Tracy Tucker at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime report You're listening to Springs Valley High School football.
The Springs Valley Halftime Report is presented by Agent Tracy Tucker at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. For proper insurance coverage, stop knocking on wood. Call Tracy for your free review at 723-2704.
Being a lifelong resident of Orange County, Agent Tracy Tucker at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance has taken pride in helping our hardworking people protect their earnings with their many financial plans, while at the same time saving them money by insuring what they value most: life, home, and auto. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance has insured Hoosiers for more than 70 years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're part of your life. Call Agent Tracy Tucker in Paoli at 723-2704 for more information on Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. We're at halftime of tonight's Springs Valley Crawford County football game, and my guests here this evening are the two of the three senior members of the Springs Valley Cheerleaders, whose responsibility it is to build team spirit, whip the crowd into a frenzy, all while looking beautiful in the process, and certainly this latest squad does that. I'm pleased to have with me the captain of the team, Elizabeth Stemley, and also Sophie Webster. Elizabeth, we'll start with you first, and if you would, go ahead and we're going to have, between the two of you, name the remaining members of this year's squad.
Our juniors this year are Lauren Orr and Tanya Perez, and our sophomores are Ellison Burton and Kelly Sammons.
And then Sophie, there are some freshmen on this year's team. Who are they?
We have Kira and Kaylin Warren and Abby Lewis.
Okay. Elizabeth, we'll start with you as captain. You've been on the varsity squad now for 4 years. Tell us what that's been like, and obviously honored here by being captain of the squad. So what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, and it changes every year, and it's interesting to see your roles change as you get older. My freshman year, I was just a freshman, didn't really get to do anything, and now I'm captain, and it's just fun to change everything.
What are some of your duties as captain?
You have to make sure everybody has everything, every piece of the uniform, what to wear, their bow, their shoes, pom-poms, and you get to tell them what cheers to do and start everything.
Now, Sophie, you're kind of on the other end. This is your first year as varsity cheerleader. You were telling me you did a little bit as in junior high, so you're not totally new to this, but what has it been like so far for you?
It's definitely different than what I thought it would be like, but I enjoy it. It's different because I'm like a senior, but I'm kind of like a freshman too.
Okay. And I wanted to make sure McCall Kellums, your other classmate, could not join us here this evening. So I'll just maybe have both of you just say a little something about McCall and what it's like having her as another senior member.
It's really fun because we grew up with McCall. I've cheered with her since I was probably 5 years old. So she's a very good leader, and she knows how to get you going.
Okay. And Sophie, I assume she's a good friend of yours too.
Yeah, McCall's someone that we always count on to like start cheers, or she's always really organized about things, and she likes to plan it out.
Now, we went back and forth trying to decide. Your cheerleader sponsor and coach is Tiffany Stemley, which, Elizabeth, is your mom. So we were trying to figure out who would kind of say something about her. I'm just going to have you do it, just maybe a sentence or two, and then we'll turn it over to Sophie to make it fair. But does that make being on the squad a little more special?
It does, because she's my biggest supporter, so to have her there to coach me is really fun.
And Sophie, does she make the cheerleading part, whether it's practice, whether you're at games, whether you're traveling to games, does she make things fun?
Yeah, she does, and I agree with Elizabeth. Like, she doesn't only support Elizabeth, she supports all of us.
Okay. Sophie, tell us what it's like. You have to balance so many things, and cheerleading is one of those. So when you do get to practice, what are those like?
I actually enjoy going to practice. We mess around and have fun, but we still get what we need done.
Elizabeth, what would you say are some of your favorite cheers to do?
Oh, probably the ones when we get to do when we're ahead and we're winning, so we can say we're number one, and those are fun.
Now, I know last week, being outside where we were to broadcast, you were right in front of us, so we got to watch you, and every time Valley would score a touchdown, you would go through your routines. Tell us a little bit about what the scoring routine is like and all that you have to go through.
Well, whenever the boys score, we usually do, a girl does a jump for every point that they've scored, just to get the crowd excited about a touchdown.
And Elizabeth, do you have to be pretty agile? I mean, I know you don't have to necessarily be a gymnast, but if you're fairly flexible, does that help?
Yeah, it helps to make your jumps higher and look better. And the tumbling is obviously a factor, too.
Sophie, you're looking forward to when it starts turning cold here. I'm sure you're ready to get indoors for basketball, but has football been fun to cheer for?
Yeah, I really enjoy football. I've grown up around it. I know a lot about football, so I enjoy cheering for it.
And just one last thought here, because we're just about out of time, but just the whole experience of cheerleading, being able to get the crowd going and that type of thing. What does that mean to you, Elizabeth?
It means a lot because when we get the crowd going, it gets the boys going. And when they get going, they do better, and it's just really fun to see.
And the same for you, Sophie. We've been on the road the last 4 weeks, and we brought some big crowds to these games, no matter where they've been. So does that make you feel good to know that you have so many people that you can cheer for?
Yeah, and it makes it easier to cheer whenever we have people there that are excited to cheer for them.
Okay. Well, ladies, thanks for spending time with us. We hope to get you on again maybe this winter during the basketball season. But in the meantime, continued best wishes as you cheerlead and root these guys and girls and everybody else on to victory. Sophie, thank you.
Thank you.
And Elizabeth, you too.
Thank you.
All right, two senior members of the Springs Valley cheerleading squad joining us here at halftime, Elizabeth Stembley and Sophie Webster. We'll continue with more of our halftime report right after we pause for these words. Being a lifelong resident of Orange County, Agent Tracy Tucker at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance has taken pride in helping our hardworking people protect their earnings with their many financial plans, while at the same time saving them money by insuring what they value most: life, home, and auto. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance has insured Hoosiers for more than 70 years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're part of your life. Call Agent Tracy Tucker in Paoli at 723-2704 for more information on Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
This is Springs Valley senior running back Zach Carnes. Now back to more Blackhawks football with Mike Hamilton on Q100.
Our Springs Valley halftime report continues now with Senior Spotlight, where we talk with a senior member of the Blackhawks football team and get to know him just a little bit better. Tonight I'm chatting with running back Zach Carnes, the son of Darla and the late Eric Carnes. Well, Zach, first of all, how do you balance playing sports with your academics?
Well, I go to school every day. After school, I go 4 periods, and then I leave for internship with HPDI. And then after that, I leave HPDI around 3 o'clock, and I come to football practice, and I go.
What is your favorite part about playing football?
Definitely being around all my friends and having fun with them. Yeah.
And what's been your biggest thrill so far about playing football at Springs Valley?
Definitely my sophomore year whenever we won the Orange Bowl on Paoli's field.
Have you made plans yet on what you'll do after graduation?
I would like to attend the University of Vincennes and go through their electrician course.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your family.
My family plays a huge role in my academics and my sports. My mom, my pappy, my brother, my sister, my mama have all been pushing me the best I can be. always there for me, always supporting me in whatever I do.
You've got a pretty good bloodline with your grandfather being superintendent of schools for so long, your mom a teacher, your sister valedictorian. A lot to live up to, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's something. It's hard to.
Okay. All right, Jack, we're going to go to our lightning round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you for something, one of your favorites, and you're going to repeat it back to me as fast as we can go. So if you're ready, here we go. Your favorite food?
Pizza.
Sports team?
Ohio State.
Video game?
Modern Warfare 3.
Class?
History.
Teacher?
Kearns.
Restaurant?
TGI Fridays.
Hobby?
Collecting shoes.
And car?
Lamborghini.
Finally, Zach, who's had the biggest influence on you and why?
My pappy. He's been there. He's been to every single game I've ever had, unless he's had some type of disability where he couldn't make it. He's always been there, always been pushing me, always making sure I have my grades up, trying to get me tutors for every math class I have. He's just always there for me.
All right. It's very important and you mentioned your family anyway, how important it is when they have your back.
It's very important. They support me every game, no matter how bad I play or how good I play. They're always there cheering me on.
Zach Carnes, thanks for taking time to join us. Good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And I've been talking with Zach Carnes, and this has been Senior Spotlight, heard at halftime of all Blackhawks football games during the 2017 season. I'm along next to go over the first half stats as our Springs Valley halftime report continues. You're listening to Springs Valley High School football.
Pre-planning may be difficult for a family to initiate, but it's something many families have been thankful they did. Something this important can be made easier by talking to the experienced staff at Denbo Funeral Home in English. They can help with answers to questions you or your family may have. Questions about options like burial or cremation and costs. Make arrangements in advance without pressure or obligation and avoid distress later by calling Tina Baker, administrator at the Denbo Funeral Home in English, 338-2558.
Well, you wouldn't know by the stats that Valley has a 16-2 lead on Crawford County. Pack has outgained the Hawks better than 2-1, 129-56. Their time of possession incredible, 18-23 for Crawford, just 5 minutes and 37 seconds for the Hawks. Valley's thrown for 44 yards through the air, or on the ground rather, 12 through the air. It's 117 and 12 for Crawford County. The big key, though, 3 interceptions, or 3 turnovers rather, by Crawford County have helped out the Hawks. 16-2. Valley will get the ball when we start the second half, and we'll have that coming your way next. This is Springs Valley High School football.
The Springs Valley Halftime Report is a presentation by Agent Tracy Tucker at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Protect your earnings by calling Tracy and Paoli at 723-2704.
This is Springs Valley senior quarterback Braden Whitaker. Your power station for Blackhawks sports is Q100 WFLQ.
Back we come to Springs Valley High School. The Wolfpack kickoff, picked up by Isaiah Pantier at the 16, looking to run. Started on the far side of the field. Has come all the way to the near, trying to turn it upfield. Gets a nice block, still on his feet, 30-35, and is finally gang tackled up at about the 38-yard line. So Gavin Coleman kicking off, and a good return by Isaiah. And the Hawks will have pretty decent field position here. Now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, it looks like, at about the 37. Boy, that time of possession, phenomenal here. Actually, now I see a penalty flag across the way, and we'll see what this is all about.
I was going to say, I think
almost 3-1 in time of possession here,
yeah,
Tracy. Well, it's going to go against Crawford here, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to take it all the way to the 48-yard line.
I'd say Coach Hammond wants to come out, obviously, stay on top of the scoreboard, but also come out and eliminate the penalties and some of the sloppiness and see a solid half of football.
So the Hawks will start in Crawford County territory at the 48-yard line. Raheem Bell in motion, resets. Pitch goes to Wyatt Perkiser on the sweep to the far side. Stops, now cuts back the other way and gets hit from behind by Peyton Howerton, but he's able to fall forward for about 4, maybe 5 yards. So turns out to be a pretty decent run. We'll call it 5 yards for Wyatt. He now has 3 carries for 15. Braden Whitaker, the leading ground gainer through the first half, 2 carries for 27 yards. Colby Lowe carried 4 times for a net 4 yards, and Raheem Bell had 2 carries for 10 yards. On second down, the handoff is to Colby Lowe, and he's got first down yardage on that little misdirection handoff. And he's able to carry it all the way down to the 36-yard line. That's a 7-yard pickup on the play.
Kind of hard to tell who's got the ball with those two. They're both similar size, and they're both quick, and
that's what you like.
Exciting to watch.
They fake us out. Hopefully they fake the defense out
for sure
as well. Actually, I'm going to make an amendment to my... forgot to add the 7-yard touchdown run by Raheem Bell. So Hawks had a little better yardage, 63 yards. Now on first down, inside handoff again. Colby trying to break to the outside, and he's not going to go anywhere. He's spun around twice and finally pulled to the ground.
Ran a little counter play, and Crawford's defensive end over here did a good job of staying home and stuffed that out.
So it'll be a loss of a yard to the 37 for Colby this time. And it'll set up now a second down and 9. You know, the Hawks have really not gotten into much of a rhythm thus far offensively here, Tracy.
I think, like we talked about the first half, I think the penalties that we had kind of eliminated any consistency. We couldn't get it going.
Whitaker up under center, hands off. Wyatt Perkiser, a little misdirection, started to the outside, cuts it back up the middle, then makes another cut, and he's down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line.
So the offensive line, the offensive line opened up a huge hole there, and anytime Wyatt's got the ball, he's exciting to watch, and he's very quick and makes some good, really good at being elusive. It's hard for the defender to get a really good stick on him.
14-yard gain on the play. Hawks knocking at the door. Now at the Crawford 23-yard line, just underway third quarter. 2 wideouts, 1 to either side. This time Whitaker out of the pistol with Raheem Bell in the backfield. Perkiser in motion, resets. Braden takes the snap, inside handoff, this time to Zach Carnes, and this time he is stacked up after a short gain, maybe to the 21-yard line. We'll see where they officially spot the football. We'll call it the 21, so a gain of 2 there for Zach. It'll set up now a second down and 8.
One good thing about Valley's offense I like is we've got 3 or 4 guys we can give the football to, and that definitely helps keep the defense off balance.
This time Perkiser in the backfield with Whitaker out of the pistol. Hand off to White, started up the middle, breaks to the near side. Again, he's got good running room inside the 15 and down to about the 13. So again, that initial burst, Wyatt so good to be running at virtual full speed by the time he gets the handoff from Whitaker. He'll pick up 8 yards here, and that is just enough to give the Hawks another first down, as Wyatt's done the bulk of the carrying here on this first drive of the second half for the Hawks. Now from the 13, Bell the lone setback. It goes to Raheem, straight ahead running. He's met at the line of scrimmage by Dylan Shekels, but again, the power that Raheem has, he's able to pick up some extra yardage, and it looks like they're going to spot it inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. So good piece of running that time by Raheem.
Raheem hits the hole hard. He's a big, strong kid and keeps his legs moving, and it's a nice run.
So a gain of 5 on the play. Second down and 5. Now the Hawks have it at the Crawford 8-yard line, looking to score on their first drive of the second half. And again, the inside handoff, and again, it's Colby Lowe. And he turns it upfield and gets it down to about the 5-yard line. That'll leave the Hawks a couple of yards short.
3-yard gain on the play.
So the Hawks going to that little counter play, misdirection, however you want to describe it. They've had pretty good success with it. 3-yard gain there for Colby. And now Valley looking at a 3rd and 2 now with the ball at the Crawford 5.
They like coming back to the left with that play.
This drive is almost 5 minutes old. 2 wideouts, 1 to either side. Bell in the backfield. Whitaker out of the pistol. Colby low resets, and then we had somebody jump on the right side of that Valley line. I think it was Justin Shipman. And that's going to cost the Hawks 5 yards here. So that'll move the ball back to the 10-yard line. So instead of a 3rd and 2, it'll be a 3rd down and 7. That's the 4th penalty of the night for the Hawks for 40 yards. Crawford has been penalized twice for 20, including that 15-yarder that got Valley going here on this drive in Crawford County territory. This time Raheem will come out, and little disarray out on the field, and the Hawks are going to have to spend a timeout. 6:55 to go, 3rd quarter on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. Hawks lead Crawford 16-2. We'll be back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
You've got a great watchdog. He barks every time someone comes to the door, devoted to your protection. But he can't lock your doors, turn on your lights, or set the temperature of your house. However, those things are part of what a Honeywell Lyric home automation system from Smithville Security can provide. Keep your dog and all other things you love safe. Visit smithvillesecurity.com today to discover how affordable peace of mind can be. Simple, smart, safe, Smithville.
This is Springs Valley senior wide receiver Ryan Tao. Keep it tuned to Q100 all season long for Blackhawks football.
This time it's Valley with the timeout. They're looking at a 3rd down and 7. The ball at the Crawford 10-yard line. Low in motion to the far side. Whitaker hands off to Wyatt Perkins. Oh, and he's just tripped up. Otherwise, he would have gotten into the end zone. Preston Coleman was just able to get a piece of him and knock him off stride, but it's a 8-yard gain down to the 2-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal now for the Hawks. So even though he didn't get the score there, Tracy does get the all-important 1st down.
Yeah, that was a big play. Nice job by the coaches drawing that up, and White did a nice job. I thought he was getting in the end zone, like you said, but the Coleman kid made a great play, great defensive play.
And Whitaker will keep the football after faking the handoff, driving forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Springs Valley. So Braden faked into the belly of Raheem Bell and then ran around the left side into the end zone. And the Hawks have their 3rd score of the night with 6:18 remaining here in this 3rd quarter to increase their lead now to 22-2. And it looks like Valley might kick the extra point. No. I thought I saw Mark Hammond go up with one finger, but apparently not. So Valley will go for 2 here again. Land and Towle, the wideouts. Bell in the backfield. Whitaker up under center, back to throw. He's in trouble, flushed out of the pocket. Looks, now just throws it up for grabs, and the pass is caught. Yes, it is, for the 2-point conversion.
I believe that was Zach Carnes.
Jackson Land was there.
Correction, number 19, Jackson
It was,
Land.
yeah, it was
Okay.
Jackson Land. So Jackson able to grab it at the back of the end zone, right underneath the right upright. I don't see how he came up with it. There were Crawford County defenders all over him, but Jackson makes a nice reception, and the Hawks now 3 for 3 on their 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Braden kind of just threw that up there, and Jackson pretty well came out of nowhere and snatched that ball out of the air. Great play.
Time out of the field, 6:18 to go, 3rd quarter. The Hawks now lead 24-2 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard over Crawford. Back with more Valley football right after this.
Do you want to begin again? At Springs Valley Bank and Trust, you can begin again with our Spring Back checking account. Don't qualify for a traditional checking account? No problem. Springs Valley Spring Back Checking is designed for those who want to reestablish a positive banking history and be in control of their own personal finances. Call, click, or stop by any banking center to learn more about Spring Back Checking and how you can begin again, loyal to you, your family, and your future. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Springs Valley senior defensive lineman Burt Reyes here. Every pass, handoff, and tackle of Blackhawks football and the sports voice of the Valley Q100.
Officials getting them lined up. Javon Gilmore kicking off once again. Gavin Coleman fielding it at the 18-yard line and returning it up to the 29. So that's where Crawford will have it on their first possession here of the second half, after the Hawks went 48 yards in 10 plays, consuming 5 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock. Braden Whitaker from 2 yards out for the score, and then Whitaker in scramble mode able to throw into the back of the end zone and hit Jackson Land for the 2-point conversion. So now Valley up 24-2, and on first down, handoff. This looks like it's Dylan Shekels, and he's got some big running room up the middle. And then a late flag comes in, and this may tack on more yardage. We may have a face mask here on Valley. Looked like it was a little misdirection play, and Shekels with a huge hole all the way out to the 47. That'd be an 18-yard gain, and then we'll see if it's a 5 or 15-yarder. They're going to say it's a 15-yard face mask call, and that's the second time tonight, Tracy, Hawks have been called for that personal foul face mask.
Yeah, tack that onto a nice run, and Crawford is cross midfield and up to about the 37-yard line now.
So give Shekels credit for an 18-yard run, and then the penalty moves it into Valley territory, and they're already now at the Hawk 38-yard line, first down and 10. This time out of the shotgun, Arnold takes the snap, runs to his left, tries to turn it upfield, and doesn't find a whole lot of running room. Getting off the bottom of the pile for the Hawks there is Caleb McCracken. Gain is maybe for a yard. Well, that's stretching it perhaps a little bit, but the Hawks able to get through and make a nice stop. Second down and 9 now for Crawford.
Well, coming out of halftime, I know it's what the Valley coaches wanted to see with our offense is to come out and they kept the ball on the ground, was able to make a nice drive and get some more points on the board, get some breathing room.
Again, Arnold out of the shotgun, takes a snap, hands off to Shekels off the left side, and this time he is stacked up. Didn't break free like he did on his previous run. Gets it down around the 35-yard line. Adam George helping out along with Nick Jones. They'll spot it at the 34. Gain of 3 there. Crawford looking at a third down and 6 now at the Hawk 34-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go here, third quarter, and it's always nice, Tracy, when you can use up nearly half the quarter and get some points out of it as well.
Yeah, especially with this score now, Valley's definitely got control of the game with, Crawford's offenses might struggle a little bit to make a big play, so they're going to have to usually eat the clock up to score. So
Shekels again the ball carrier, and again not getting a whole lot of running room here. As again the Hawks really smelling things out, but we've got an injured Hawk on the field. The gain was for just 2 yards by Shekels, so Crawford will be looking at a 4th down and 4, and I think, Kevin, is that Raheem Bell out there?
I can't tell from here. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but the trainers will come out and check on him. I'm looking for Raheem's number. I don't see it, so certainly hope that it is nothing too serious here. At any rate, we've got a break in the action. 4:17 to go, third quarter on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. Hawks leading Crawford 24-2. We'll be back with more Springs Valley football in just a moment.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
This is Springs Valley senior quarterback Braden Whitaker. Your power station for Blackhawk Sports is Q100 WFLQ.
Back again at the Hawks Nest, where Valley leads 24-2. It was indeed Raheem Bell, but the good news is able to come off on his own power. So hopefully nothing too serious, and he'll be back in there. 4th and 4. Crawford's going to go for it. Ball snapped back to Arnold. In trouble, trying to get away from Ammon Acuff, and is able to, and I don't know if he got the first down or not. It's going to be close. He had to scramble for it. It looks like he comes up short, and the Hawks are going to take over. Cole Cooper stepping up from his cornerback position to make the hit on Arnold, but boy, what a rush that time, Tracy, by Ammon Acuff to really flush Arnold out of the pocket and
got him flushed out there, and then Cole came up, made a nice tackle, a couple yards short of the first down.
All right, so only a yard gain there, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line with 4:02 remaining here in the third quarter. Hawks scored on their last possession. Let's see what they do here. Back to throw is Whitaker. Fires a screen pass. Hits Zach Carnes. He's got some running room. 40, 50, 40. He's to the 30 and pulled down at the 28-yard line. The screen pass working perfectly. And the Hawks knocking on the door. They'll spot it at the 27. And that goes for 42 yards. And with that, now Braden with 54 yards on the night has now become Springs Valley's all-time leading passer. So we congratulate the young man. More importantly, Hawks knocking on the door. Back to throw is Whitaker. Has time. Oh, he throws up a lame duck, and he nearly intercepted. Well, the ball must have slipped out of the hand of Braden that time. He was going for Wyatt Perkaiser about 25 yards downfield, and that kind of wobbled as it got there, and fortunately, nobody for Crawford was able to get to it.
Yeah, I'd like to say congratulations to Braden on that, breaking that record. Well, I'll tell you, that was a well-designed play. Do a little screen pass out to Zach, and, of course, Zach is so quick. He made a really nice run after the catch.
2nd down and 10 now at the Crawford 27. Carnes in the backfield. Hand off to Colby Lowe. He's got a big hole up the middle. He's to the 20, to the 15, and he breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Springs Valley! Oh, the Wolfpack relaxed that time, thinking they had Colby, and he never went down.
They got him spun around there,
and he was able to squirt free, and he gets into the end zone. It'll be a 27-yard touchdown scamper for Colby, and the Hawks now have a 30-2 lead with 3:11 to go here in the third quarter, and that is just sheer determination on the part of Colby. So the Hawks firmly in command of this one now as they put 2 touchdowns on here in the third quarter. They'll go for 2. Whitaker out of the pistol, sends Lowe in motion, back to throw is Whitaker, rolling to his right, looks, fires it into the end zone, and this time the pass is incomplete. Tried to go to Jackson Land, but he was well covered. So this time Crawford able to hold on the 2-point conversion, but the Hawks have tacked another 6 on the board, and with 3:11 to go, third quarter. On the Fast Steady scoreboard, they now lead Crawford 30-2. We'll be back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Student football players and folks like you like DQ Blizzards. This is the time for a pumpkin pie blizzard of the month at Dairy Queen at Springs Valley. Stop in for a mini blizzard at $2.88. Grab a $5 meal, including Sunday at Dairy Queen in French Lick. Oh, a pop up by Javon Gilmore on the kickoff.
And that was not a planned one.
Yeah, I don't think so. Fielded by Kyle Thornburg at around the 39-yard line. Well, I don't think I've ever seen that. Went higher in the air than it went in distance, and Siobhan kind of smiling as he walks off the field. That time, if
you did that right at 10 yards, we may have had a chance to recover that.
Yeah, I was going to say. Of course, the ball has to hit the ground to allow for a onside kick. So at any rate, Crawford has it 1st and 10 now at their own 39-yard line. And I believe this is Howard carrying the football, and he is a load to bring down. There's like a scrum out there, and they're finally able to pull him down maybe after a yard or two gain, not much more here. So Howard carrying the football. Well, we'll give him a yard gain on the play to the 40. It'll set up now a 2nd down and 9. Clock running, 2:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Hawks have started to get that offense generated.
And the defense has played pretty well, Mike. They've given up a few first downs and not given up any big plays.
They forced 3 turnovers tonight. Down to 5 on the play clock. Here is the ball snapped over the head of Arnold, and falling on top of it back at the 30-yard line is Crawford County, so they'll hang on to the football. Penalty flag is down, but I definitely think I counted 5 players in the backfield for Crawford, so this should be an illegal formation call. The Hawks obviously are going to decline it, and that would bring up about a 3rd down and 20 here. And I think it's kind of a no-brainer here. Well, I guess the formality is to ask the defense if they want to accept it, but Valley did decline it. So credit Arnold with an 11-yard loss on that through no fault of his own. It was just a bad snap from the center, Stetson Lentz. So it is 3rd down and 20 now for Crawford at the 29-yard line. Arnold out of the shotgun with Shekels the lone setback, back to throw. He's in trouble. He's running with it, and he is hit and knocked out of bounds up at about the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Making sure he wasn't going to go any further that time was Colton Reynolds, and he was smart because Arnold was headed out of bounds, and all Colton did was kind of bump him. He didn't try to tackle and risk getting a flag. 2-yard gains for Arnold. 4th and 18 for the Pack, and they'll bring the punting team in. Valley should get good field position out of this. And now what do we have here? A timeout called. Yep, the Blackhawks take a timeout. Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities because life is a team sport. Go Hawks from the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ in Paoli. Time out of the field with 1:56 to go, 3rd quarter. Hawks on top of Crawford 30-2 on the Fast Eddie's board. Back with more Valley football right after this.
Colon cancer. It's called the silent killer because it usually has no outward symptoms until it's too late. A colonoscopy is the best way to detect and remove precancerous polyps. Screening helps save lives. If you are age 50 or older, talk to your doctor and get your colonoscopy scheduled at IU Health Paoli Hospital. Colon cancer can be prevented. Commit to health and get checked.
After faking a couple of punts, this time Gavin Coleman does boot it away. And it was a short punt. It bounced at the 50 and took a Springs Valley bounce back to the 45 where the Wolfpack down it. So it only goes as a 14-yard punt for Gavin Coleman. And the Hawks have outstanding field position as they will start from the Crawford 45 with 1:49 remaining in this 3rd quarter, leading 30-2. 6-2. Hawks got their first score when Wyatt Perkeiser blocked a punt, picked it up, and ran it into the end zone. Their second touchdown came midway through the second quarter on a Raheem Bell 7-yard run, and then runs by Braden Whitaker and Colby Lowe here in this quarter, counting for the other scores. Pitch to Colby on the sweep around left end, and he is run out of bounds, but not before he's able to pick up some decent yardage. I'll say he ran out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That'll bring up a gain, or be a pickup of 7 on the play. It'll set up now a 2nd down and 3. 43 yards on 5 carries for Colby here in this second half. Wyatt has carried 4 times for 35. So the Hawks really establishing their ground game here in their 2+ possessions. In motion, it's a double reverse. The give is to Isaiah Pantier. He's able to turn the corner. He's to the 30. He's to the 25. Still on his feet. Won't go down. He's to the 10. And before Crawford can spill him, he's all the way down to about the 6-yard line. What a run there by Isaiah Pantier. And I don't know if Crawford is getting tired or what, but they're tackling high, and the Hawks are able to spin out of those tackles, and Isaiah picking up an extra 7 or 8 yards that time just on sheer effort.
Yeah, did a nice job keeping his legs going, and Isaiah's got some speed, so he gets out around that corner. He's hard to catch.
All the way down to the 7-yard line. That's a 31-yard gain on the play, and it is 1st and goal now for the Hawks at the 7 with just over a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Whitaker out of the pistol, sends a man in motion, and the pass is knocked down. He was looking to go to Ryan Tao in the end zone, and I think it was Ryan Farler, a 6'2", 400-pound senior, that was able to get up and get a piece of that and knock it down. So it'll bring up now a 2nd down. Right now 2 out of 8 in the passing department for 54 yards, but that 42-yarder he had to Zach Carnes, making him Valley's all-time leading passer. Inside handoff, big hole, Zach Carnes up the middle, touchdown, Springs Valley. The misdirection worked perfectly as Braden spins all the way around. Zach comes off the line, takes the handoff, and turns it upfield, and he's into the end zone. Another Springs Valley touchdown as they are turning this one into a rout, as they now lead 36-6 with 55 seconds remaining here in this 3rd quarter.
That's one thing I know the Valley coaches were probably stressing at halftime is they want to go out and control the offensive and defensive line. That's what you're seeing this half here, Mike.
Right. Valley will go for 2 as Whitaker hands off, and Raheem Bell, the ball carrier, and I don't think he got in. They say no, he did not. But 3 touchdowns here in this 3rd quarter have the Hawks in solid command of this football game. 55 seconds to go, 3rd quarter on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Hawks now lead Crawford 36-2. Back with more Valley football in just a moment.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Hello from Valley Marathon. Come to our Valley Car Fest, Cruise In, and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd at Valley Marathon. Registration 9 till noon. Prizes for all, and there's no registration fee at Valley Marathon, September 23rd. That's the Cruise In and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd, Valley Marathon.
This is Springs Valley senior fullback Raheem Bell. Thanks for listening to Blackhawk Football right here on Q100.
Hawks need just 54 seconds to score their 3rd touchdown of the quarter. Needed just 4 plays to go the 45 yards, the last 7 on a scamper by Zach Carnes, as it's now 36-2. And Javon Gilmore, let's hope he doesn't pop this one up like he did last time.
Yeah.
And, he got off a good one here. It'll skip all the way to Shekels at the 11-yard line up the middle of the field. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he could be gone. I can't tell if that may be a penalty flag. And it is finally Colby Lowe that brings him down, but a great return there by Shekels as he gets it all the way down to the 31-yard line. And I think we do have a penalty flag, and it is indeed a holding call against Crawford County. So maybe that's why Shekels was able to spring free for a long gainer that time. Well, he nearly burst it all the way. It took the speed of Colby Lowe to finally run him down at about the Valley 31, but it's coming back because of the hold. That'll be the third penalty for Crawford for 30 yards, and this will put the Wolfpack inside the 30. They'll start at their own 29-yard line. So got to be encouraged if you're Crawford by that nice run by Shekels, but
I'm kind of impressed with number 34 Shekels for Crawford. He's a good hard runner for Coach Mills. And Mike, I'll have to admit, I was getting ready to correct you all ago on the defensive player. You mentioned he was 400 pounds, and but after checking the roster here, they do got that kid listed at 400 pounds.
They have another guy that is listed at 365. On 1st and 10, the pitch to Gavin Coleman, trying to get to the outside, and Cole Cooper says, not in my neighborhood. Well, I'll tell you what, Cole Cooper, unable to play last year, Tracy, he has kind of picked up where he left off as a freshman. He has done an outstanding job.
Coach Hammond was excited that Cole was, changed his mind there late in the summer. He's going to come out for football, and I've known Cole for a long time. He's a good, hard-nosed kid, smart, and I know it wouldn't take him long to break into the lineup. And
I was going to say, I know his dad, Matt. Matt was a great player, and one of our advertisers at the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ. With that great stop by Cole Cooper, we come to the end of the third quarter. All Valley tonight as they return home after a 4-week absence. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Springs Valley 36, Crawford County 2 on the Fast City scoreboard. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick, good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
Rolling Tire and Auto, your auto value dealer in West Baton, gives new meaning to the term complete car care. It starts with Rolling carrying a full line of auto parts for all you do-it-yourselfers. Not just parts, but the tools to install them. Then it moves to tires, where you can choose from some of the best brands in the business, including Uniroyal, Michelin, and BF Goodrich. And then with 2 full-time certified mechanics, Rolling will get you back on the road with repairs on services from air conditioning to wheel alignments and everything in between. Celebrating 50 years of providing the area with the best in automotive care. See them on the Boulevard in West Baton or visit rollingtireandauto.com.
This is Springs Valley senior wide receiver Ryan Tao. Keep it tuned to Q100 all season long for Blackhawks football.
First play of the fourth quarter. Crawford coughs it up again, and the Hawks able to fall on top of it. Tracy, I couldn't see who got it for the Hawks, but forcing their fourth turnover by Crawford here tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. It was on our sideline there. There was a lot of
black shirts.
A lot of black shirts. And one thing I totaled up here, Mike, looks like I've got Crawford for 24 total yards of offense the second half. So a big turnaround from the first half by the Valley defense. I'm sure Coach Harris is really pleased with his defense tonight.
David Coleman was the ball carrier, and he took a hard shot there, and he's being helped off the field. He was the one that lost it, but the Hawks able to recover. It might have been Trenton McElfresh. I saw him down there. He was giving one of the Hawks a high five, so we'll wait and see. We'll talk to Coach Hammond after the game, but Valley has it from the 32. Play action, back to throw is Whitaker. Look out from behind. He's able to avoid it. Throws the screen pass to Perkiser. Penalty flag down as Wyatt is pushed out of bounds at the 23-yard line, but there is a penalty flag down, thrown maybe in the area of holding here. I don't see how Whitaker was able to get out of that. He had somebody coming in on his blind side, and somehow he was able to get the pass off, but it'll go for naught as the Hawks call for a holding penalty here. We're just underway, fourth quarter. Mike Hamilton, Tracy Tucker, glad to have you along. The Hawks' first of 3 straight at home, including next week, which will be homecoming. And then on October the 6th, Perry Central comes to town. So
Mike, while we got a break here, I'd like to wish Keisha Bennett's playing in the girls golf regional tomorrow at Country Oaks. So we want to wish her good luck.
Absolutely. She made it to state, I believe, last year, and hopefully we'll do it again this year. Valley came close to qualifying as a team, but couldn't quite make it. So now the Hawks have a 1st and 30. They call that a 20-yard penalty as there's a great run up the middle. Wyatt Perkiser, again, a little bit of ball deception by the Hawks as Braden Whitaker spinning all the way around and handing off to Wyatt. He got nearly all that yardage back all the way down to the 24-yard line.
A little double handoff there. Man, is Wyatt quick, squirting up through that middle.
Yep.
He's a threat to score just about any time he touches the ball.
He is now up to 71 yards on 7 carries after having only 2 carries and 10 yards at halftime. So the Hawks now go from a 1st and 30 to a 2nd down and 4. Whitaker out of a pistol, sends Carnes in motion to the far side, takes the snap, looks to throw, going into the end zone for Jackson Land, and it's intercepted. He underthrew Jackson, and it is picked off, and we'll see who comes up with it for Crawford County.
Didn't look like Braden had I think that ball kind of slipped out of his hands a little bit. He didn't look like he quite had a good grip on it.
That is Tayton Arnold that comes up with a football. So that is the 2nd interception that Braden has thrown tonight. So underthrowing Jackson Land, and that will thwart the Valley drive. And Crawford will take over, albeit very deep in their own territory. They'll take over now at their own 2-yard line with 10:30 remaining here in this contest. The Hawks leading the Wolfpack by a score of 36-2. So let's see if Valley can keep Crawford pinned back deep in their own territory. And here's Arnold keeping the football, driving forward, and gets it out close to the 5-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll set up now a 2nd down and 7. Valley's ground game has been very effective tonight. Braden is just 2 out of 9 in the passing department, but on this night, becoming Valley's all-time leading passer in yards. Still needs just 4 scores, which he ought to get before the end of the year, to become Valley's all-time leading touchdown thrower. Pitch goes off now to, I believe that is Shekels carrying the football again, and he's able to get it out to about the 8. So Kevin Mills continuing to be conservative. 3-yard gain there. That'll set up now a 3rd down and 4 now for the Wolfpack. Valley will welcome in Tecumseh next Friday night, as I said, homecoming. And then in 2 weeks, it'll be Perry Central in town before they close out the season at North Davies. T formation backfield, and the handoff here goes to Shekels again, or the mystery man that we still don't know about. And he'll pick up 1st down yardage off the right side out to about the 15, so that'll be a 7-yard gain on the play. lot of things going on as you mentioned Tracy with Keisha and the golf regional tomorrow. The Blackhawk Brigade up at Avon for an invitational T formation. As Arnold hands off, I believe that is Coleman carrying the football, and he's not going to find a whole lot of running room, maybe a yard up to about the 16-yard line. That is about it to set up now a 2nd down and 9. The volleyball team making their annual trek to Blue River Valley to take part in the Class A showdown. Talked to Coach Carnes this week. They got the tough draw. They've got some really, really good teams. I think Cowan, Westell in their pool. So certainly it's good volleyball. Certainly has to make them better. 2nd down and 9, T formation. Here's Arnold, back to throw, fires it out on the flat, and the pass is almost intercepted. He was going for Gavin Coleman, and Jackson Land made a dive for the football and nearly came up with it. Instead, though, it'll set up a 3rd down and 9 for Crawford. See Burt Rails in there at a defensive tackle position. So Mark Hammond getting some of his reserves an opportunity to play here.
Good time to get some of the kids some experience that haven't seen a lot of action this year.
Handoff and picking up the 1st down yardage is Crawford. Again, we have no clue who this player is. Was not listed on the roster, so unless I just missed it or something, I don't know. But it'll be a 1st down. So we apologize to the young man, but if you don't put his number on the roster, it's pretty hard to identify you. Gain is out to the 20, called the 27, so that's an 11-yard gain. So the Hawks giving up ground grudgingly as Crawford has picked up their 2nd 1st down here on this drive. Valley comfortably in front, 36-2, nearing 7 minutes to go in the football game. And again, a big hole. I believe this is Shekels carrying the football. Nope, Gavin Coleman coming up off the bottom of the pile. And again, nice pickup on the play all the way out to the 36, a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1.
We got Coleman for 88 yards on the night. Most of those came in the 1st half.
Right. Right now, our biggest problem is keeping our window from fogging up on us here.
Makes it hard to see the numbers.
Yeah. I formation backfield. Arnold hands off. And getting hard to see some of those numbers out there. It's going to be a 1st down at the 37-yard line. I believe that looked like it was Shekels carrying the football, so we'll give him credit. So the ball out to the 37-yard line, where it's another 1st down here for Crawford. Well, when Kevin was Valley's coach, Valley Hawks had those vintage drives, 10 to 12 plays, 7 or 8 minutes on the drive. Here's Shekels straight ahead running, trying to fight for extra yardage as he plows his way out over the 40 and up to about the 43-yard line. You know, Crawford did have a lot of people back. They had 5 returning starters on defense and 8, no less, that started last year's ball game. So some experience. Last year's Valley won 49-7. Not quite as bad here this year, but still the Hawks in command. 6-yard gain there for Shekels, 2nd down and 4. They just keep it on the ground and just working their way. Simple off-tackle plays, and they're picking up 3 and 4 yards at a time. And this one out to the 47, and they'll say it's good enough for yet another Crawford 1st down. And right now, other than playing for pride and trying to keep the team out of the end zone here, Tracy, Mark Hammond, I don't think is going to complain too much because it just keeps the clock running. We're down to 4:40 to go, and Valley leading 36-2.
Yeah, one good thing, the clock is running, and coach has got a few extra players in there, and
on the first down, it's getting virtually impossible to see. The numbers 1, orange on white, doesn't go very well, but that's a 4-yard pickup, second down and 6. We need, we need a window washer out here or something. Of course, I remember it's been foggy enough in some years where you haven't been able to see the stands on the other side of the field. So at least we can halfway see some of those guys out there. Down to 3 on the play clock. Arnold gets his team to the line, pitches it off, and carrying the football here is Caleb Newton, and Newton will have first down yardage. So Valley's defense bending but not really breaking. They're giving up 4 and 5 yards at a clip. Another first down there, down to the 42-yard line. So Newton picking up 7 yards on the play. That is the 5th first down of this drive for Crawford County, and they're just barely into Valley territory. Of course, you start at the 2-yard line, and that's usually what's going to happen.
And give them some credit. Their kids haven't quit, and they're still grinding it out.
T formation, and hitting the backfield and going down is the quarterback, Arnold. Ammon Acuff came storming in from his defensive end position. I'm not sure if it might have been a busted play or not, but Arnold found himself in no man's land and couldn't escape the grasp of Ammon, who brings him down back at the 49. It'll be a loss of 9 on the play. 2nd and 19 for Crawford.
Nice play by Ammon to come off his defensive end spot. I think it was a play action. The quarterback was rolling out to his right.
Well, nobody picked up Ammon, and he made a big play. Now I formation on second down and long. Handoff to Newton, and he barely is able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got to midfield, and that is about it. It's going to set up a 3rd down and long for the Wolfpack. Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the salad bar lunch, 11 to 1:30, Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink, all for $7.99 at Chicago's Pizza in French Lick. And again, we owe our good friends at Chicago's a great big thank you for supplying us with another terrific Chicago's Pizza. Those skylines are good. All right, 3rd down and 18 for Crawford. Ball at midfield. T formation backfield. Arnold, play action, rolls to his right, stops, is hit, and he is, he's going to finally throw it. He got spun to the ground, but he managed to get rid of it.
Not sure there was a receiver close by.
Yeah, I don't know, but
they've been throwing it to Coach Mills over there.
I don't see a penalty flag out there, and I think they're just going to call this an incomplete pass. So it'll bring up 4th down. So we'll see nothing to lose here for Crawford, so they're going to go for it. I formation backfield. The ends are in tight. Arnold pitches it off to Newton. And, he is clobbered at the line of scrimmage. Adam George led the charge. Cole Cooper in there. Who else? Drake Terry. Also, Mark Pieper in there as well. And boom, Newton just got hammered right at the line of scrimmage.
Sure.
Yep. So Crawford will give it up with 53 seconds remaining. And I assume Hawks will either put their JV unit in or just take a couple of knees, and that will be it here tonight. So another solid effort from this Springs Valley team, second week in a row. They take care of business and will pick up their second win of the year, second in a row, and their first in conference action. Whitaker pitches it off now, and getting the carry here is Laja Panthier, able to turn the corner, fighting for yardage, and
number 9, Laja Panthier.
he'll get some nice running room down to about the 37-yard line. So the younger brother of Isaiah picking up 12 yards there.
Show a little speed getting around the corner there.
Yeah. We've never had a shortage of running backs, have we, in all these years? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
I thought so. Ball at the 37. This could be the final play of the contest. In fact, Valley looks like they may be lining up here in victory formation, and that is the case as Braden takes the snap, drops to a knee. The final 8 seconds will run out, and it's another Springs Valley victory as they knock off the Crawford County Wolfpack here tonight. So after suffering 4 straight to start the season, the Hawks have bounced back with a couple of impressive victories over Trinity Lutheran last week, and they knock off the Crawford County Wolfpack here as they return home for the first time since week number 1. As their ground game very effective. The defense, well, Valley didn't get the shutout. The defense did. The only score for Crawford tonight, a safety back in the opening quarter of play. Student football players and folks like you like DQ Blizzards, this is the time for a pumpkin pie blizzard of the month at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley. Stop in for a mini blizzard, just $2.88, or have a $5 meal, including Sunday, at Dairy Queen in French Lick. Big win tonight. The home fans loving it here as the Hawks pick up their first home win of the season. We'll be back to recap all of tonight's action in a moment. The final score here this evening on the Fast City Country Store and Deli scoreboard. The Springs Valley Blackhawks 36, the Crawford County Wolfpack 2. You're listening to Springs Valley High School Football.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick, good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
Rolling Tire and Auto, your auto value dealer in West Baden, gives new meaning to the term complete car care. It starts with Rolling carrying a full line of auto parts for all you do-it-yourselfers. Not just parts, but the tools to install them. Then it moves to tires, where you can choose from some of the best brands in the business, including Uniroyal, Michelin, and BF Goodrich. And then with 2 full-time certified mechanics, Rolling will get you back on the road with repairs on services from air conditioning to wheel alignments and everything in between. Celebrating 50 years of providing the area with the best in automotive care. See them on the Boulevard in West Baden or visit rollingtireandauto.com.
Pre-planning may be difficult for a family to initiate, but it's something many families have been thankful they did. Something this important can be made easier by talking to the experienced staff at Denbo Funeral Home in English. They can help with answers to questions you or your family may have. Questions about options like burial or cremation and costs. Make arrangements in advance without pressure or obligation and avoid distress later by calling Tina Baker, administrator at the Denbo Funeral Home in English, 338-2558.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Hello from Valley Marathon. Come to our Valley Car Fest, Cruise In, and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd at Valley Marathon. Registration 9 till noon. Prizes for all, and there's no registration fee at Valley Marathon, September 23rd. That's the Cruise In and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 23rd, Valley Marathon.
When it comes to shopping local, most of us think of small, friendly mom-and-pop shops with their quality products and commitment to their community. You may not think of Smithville as a local company, but it is. An Indiana company built by Hoosiers for Hoosiers. Nationally recognized for outstanding fiber internet, TV, voice, and security, as well as incredible customer service provided by your fellow Hoosiers. Go local. Visit switchtosmithville.com for the fastest internet and more. You'll be in good hands.
This is Springs Valley senior defensive back Trenton McElfresh. Don't miss a second of the action of Blackhawks football by keeping it tuned in here to Q100.
And before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Springs Valley High School football.
Catch all the action of Blackhawk and IU sports on the Sports Voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Tracy Tucker back at the Hawks Nest here in French Lick as the Hawks chalk up a solid victory tonight, defeating their conference rivals, the Crawford County Wolfpack, by a final count of 36-2. Valley improving to 2-4 on the year, now 1-3 in conference play. The Wolfpack dropped to 1-5 on the year. They are now 0-4 in league action. Well, this game started out, strangely enough, Tracy, with a block punt for a touchdown and a safety, but once Valley got the offense generating, they were virtually impossible to stop, and they pulled away to the win here tonight.
Yeah, the first half was a little bit of a strange first half. Neither team could quite get any rhythm going at all, and but Valley was able to come out the second half and control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and came out with a nice win on their home field.
Tonight, a night that Braden Whitaker didn't have the best of passing nights, but in a lot of ways he really didn't need to. His running backs were taking care of things. Colby Lowe, Wyatt Perkaiser, Raheem Bell, even Braden did a couple himself, punching it in for a score. So when you can generate that kind of offense by keeping the ball on the ground, Valley will take that any day of the week.
Well, in my opinion, I'm not sure, what the coaches were thinking, but we going into the game, we were the favorite, and I think we're going to be able to throw the ball, and I think it's nice to see your team come out and establish a ground game, especially the second half, and get your offensive line going. I think that's going to be more important as the year goes on and you get into the tournament play, and you never know about the weather, so you want to be able to run the football to be successful.
Well, indeed, Valley ended up with 215 yards on the ground in the contest, but Tracy, 164 of those coming after halftime. The time of possession still decidedly in favor of Crawford County. In fact, they had it by a 2-1 margin, but that just showed how effective the Hawks were. In fact, two of Valley's drives, they scored on possessions of less than a minute.
Yeah, and give Springs Valley's defense a lot of credit. They gave up a few yards here and there, but I'm not sure what their longest play was of Crawford County, but they were able to contain them, and they had to, basically all the first downs they got, they pretty well earned them.
Well, let's take a look at the scoring in the contest. As we talked about on Crawford's first possession of the contest, Valley forced them into a 3-and-out, and with Gavin Coleman in punt formation, Wyatt Perkaiser was able to rush in and get a piece of the kick, and it squirted away, bounced right up to him at the 5, and he pranced into the end zone for the score of that at the 9:57 mark of the opening quarter. Braden Whitaker then ran it in for the 2-point conversion, and Valley was quickly out of the gate at 8-0. After Crawford could do nothing with it, actually an interception by Cole Cooper set up Valley 1st and 10 at their own 9. After a loss of 5 on a 2nd down and 15, Braden Whitaker scrambling in the end zone. Hawks were called for holding in the end zone. That resulted in an automatic safety, that coming at the 3:59 mark of the opening quarter to make it 8-2. Valley would not score until the 5:09 mark of the second quarter, when they capped a 6-play, 42-yard drive in 3 minutes and 1 second. The two big plays in that: first, the interception by Zach Carnes that set up the Hawks in Crawford County territory. Then on a big third down play, Braden Whitaker was able to hit his big receiver Ryan Tao for a 12-yard gain, and that eventually set up the score on the 7-yard run by Raheem. Whitaker then passed to Ammon Acuff in the end zone, and the teams went to the dressing room with the Hawks leading 16-2. Valley would put this one away with by scoring their first 3 possessions of the second half. They used 5:42 to go 10 plays and 48 yards. Braden Whitaker taking it in the final 2 yards at the 6:18 mark. Then Whitaker hit Jackson Land in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion to make it 24-2 after Crawford gave it up on downs. Hawks took over at their own 31-yard line, needed just 3 plays to go 69 yards in 51 seconds. The last 27 of those on a scamper by Colby Lowe. That coming with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. The pass for the 2-point conversion was no good. Valley was up 30-2 at that point, and then for good measure added one more score with 55 seconds to go in the third quarter as Zach Carnes ran it in from 7 yards out. Valley unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion, and neither team scored in the fourth quarter, and that's the way things ended, with the Hawks winning by a score of 36-2. We'll take a quick break and continue with more of our post-game activities from Springs Valley High School. Stay with us. This is Springs Valley High School football.
When it comes to shopping local, most of us think of small, friendly mom-and-pop shops with their quality products and commitment to their community. You may not think of Smithville as a local company, but it is. An Indiana company built by Hoosiers for Hoosiers. Nationally recognized for outstanding fiber internet, TV, voice, and security, as well as incredible customer service provided by your fellow Hoosiers. Go local. Visit switchtosmithville.com for the fastest internet and more. You'll be in good hands.
Do you want to begin again? At Springs Valley Bank and Trust, you can begin again with our Spring Back checking account. Don't qualify for a traditional checking account? No problem. Springs Valley Spring Back Checking is designed for those who want to reestablish a positive banking history and be in control of their own personal finances. Call, click, or stop by any banking center to learn more about Spring Back Checking and how you can begin again. Loyal to you, your family, and your future. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, Matt Cooper, the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated, are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities because life is a team sport. Go Hawks from the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ in Paoli. Back again at the Hawks Nest, Springs Valley, second straight win of the season as they knock off Crawford tonight by a final count of 36-2. Joined now by head coach Mark Hammond. And Coach, I want to know, what page in the playbook is that block punt for a touchdown on?
Well, to be honest, we kind of watched it on film and worked on it this week. Coach Harris is like, I got this. I'm going to tell them how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. I was like, all right, Coach, let's get him out there. And Coach Harris, we was kind of looking for the guy, so we decided on Wyatt, of course, our quick guy out there. And, be honest, it worked as perfect as it could. Acuff was, supposed to kind of take that protector out, and he did. And Wyatt just went right in there. And again, I was just so glad that he got the block and he was able to scoop and score on that and then get the touchdown. So a lot of credit goes to Coach Harris and, again, the coaching staff. And again, but the players, they have to execute it, and they did a great job on that.
Did he know that ball was going to bounce right?
Yeah, we worked on that too.
Yeah,
that's what you all work on. But no, like I said, Wyatt made a great play right there. And again, it takes everybody. But again, Coach Harris was like, let's do this the first time. And I said, let's wait on field position and just hit it the perfect time for us.
Coach, did you feel that kind of set the tone for the game?
Well, anytime you get a quick score like that and something works, you are a little worried that the team might let up just a little bit, like thinking everything might be that easy. And as we know, it was a dogfight out there that first half. Crawford was playing well. We were not playing maybe as good as we could play, of course, and And like I said, though, I think that really helped, of course, us get going a little bit. But I think it got us almost too excited. Like, hey, this is going to be easy all night. Coach has said we're going to do this, and we did it, and it's that simple. So every play's going to go, and, of course, then it wasn't. And, we had to keep fighting tooth and nail. And, a lot of credit to Crawford County. They are a lot better. They're getting better every year. And Coach Mills has done a great job over there. And they knew exactly what we were doing, and they was giving us a lot of trouble the first half. We had to make a few adjustments.
How do you answer a question like this? Is it worth taking a penalty in the end zone to protect your quarterback?
No, it is. How it's all said and done. But it's just one of those things. We got ourselves down there, and just Nate was out there, and I guess watch it until we watch it on film. But definitely don't want to get anybody hurt. But Braden's a big boy; he can take care of himself. So I'd rather not give up a 2-point conversion or 2 points on a safety on that.
Well, what I saw tonight is especially the defense stepped up big, and you definitely, I'm sure you wanted to see that this night. And then second half you just came out and controlled both lines of scrimmage, and being able to run the ball is a very important point of the season.
Right. Well, and that, that's Tracy, you're right. I mean, I thought the defense played exceptional all night. They early in the year I wasn't sure how well we were scouting teams or how well they were scouting them, I guess I should say. When we talked about a team or we were telling plays to watch, I'm not sure they were as focused on them as they need to be. And then as the seasons went on, probably starting the West Washington game, I really felt like that focus picked up. So definitely great to see the defensive line playing well, making several plays. Linebacking play, is getting better every week. And again, our safeties, I thought played excellent tonight. I think Cooper had a nice interception again tonight. But again, Isaiah didn't let anybody behind him. Zach was playing great out there. Drake Terry, I think caused the turnover, got a turnover too out there. So again, hats off to Lot. McElfresh is playing outside linebacker. He hadn't really ever played outside linebacker, and he's picking it up each week. Had a couple nice hits. So, and again, Colton Reynolds up front, great job. Controlling the defensive line, Nicky Jones. I can go on and on because all of them stepped up, and they were upset that there wasn't a 0 on the board there that we actually gave them those 2 points.
Yeah.
But again, we played well enough, and I was very pleased with the way they came off there.
Yeah, I think your whole defensive line played well, but I think you're going to watch film, and Colton Reynolds was really causing their center a lot of problems.
Yeah, and we gave Colton some freedom to move around a lot because we know he's a handful. He gets off the ball quick, and that goes back to watching him play youth league and stuff. He's always hard to handle even way back in. So he does a great job. So I tell him just mix it up. Sometimes I'll actually tell him where to go, but he does an awesome job. And going back to what you said, I thought the kids did a nice job at halftime, just kind of regrouping. We settled down, said let's go out, let's establish a run game. Everything else will happen. And again, that's what happened out there. And we got to keep the run game going.
Coach, I also wanted to make mention in the over half century of Springs Valley football, we have had some great quarterbacks come through here. Right. So to see Braden Whitaker become Valley's all-time leading passer in terms of yards, and he's not far behind in career passing touchdowns as well, ought to get that before the end of the season, is just a testament to the hard work of this young man.
Right. And that's why I say, Braden, he knew it coming in, of course, and I think sometimes when something like that is right there, you get a little anxious for it and stuff. But Braden leads that offense excellent, for being the first year of this offense and the way we got it designed and for the run game and then him even to run some and he just picked up on it and does a great job out there. He's commanding the huddle and doing what he needs to do. But to have an accomplishment like that, for a career is unbelievable, and it goes to credit for a lot of the players that he played with. As we've talked before, he's had a lot of good receivers being able to make those yards after catch and be able to catch those balls. But Braden, excellent kid, does a great job of leading on and off the field, and again, just a solid individual. And that's probably what we like to see more is he's as good off the field as he is on the field, and just a great individual. And glad he got that record tonight, and now he can put that behind him and keep focusing on the forward.
One last thing about this game, then we'll move ahead to next week. But time of possession decidedly in favor of Crawford, 32-16. That meant your defense was out there a lot tonight. How do you feel they held up?
Yeah, I tell you, right now, I think they were holding up pretty good. It was hot. For the first day of fall or second day, whatever it is. It was extremely hot out there. But right now we only got 3 two-way players, and I think that's really helping defense was excited. None of those guys wanted to come off the field. So I think that's a testament to their condition. They're in well condition. They're understanding what to do, and again, they were out there. I think a couple games ago, maybe they weren't understanding that, but now they understand. They just got to rise up and make a play, and they were able to do that. We were scoring. I think at times, like you said, we scored pretty quick a couple times there in the second half, and they had to get back out there. So again, I think it was a game where that time of possession really don't tell the whole story, but I was proud of the way our defense held on and kept battling out there.
Still feel a little strange beating your mentor who's across the field?
Yeah, I tell you what, I was, that little ceremony there, I really didn't get a chance to talk to him. I stay up when the first group comes out, and that's a lot of times when you get to talk and stuff. I was going to go over there, but they were running form. I didn't want to, get him before the game, think I was sneaking in, watching plays or whatever. But Coach Mills, I owe a lot to him. Coached with him for several years, and I was just glad that we could do something like this for him and get the recognition he deserves, because he a lot of young men here played for him or under him, and got a lot of great memories for him, and as well as I do. And even Coach Tucker here said, and we had a lot of great times. Playing that, just watching film and just being around each other and being, it was a lot of family, and that's what I really consider Coach Mills is family. And it was definitely strange to have Coach Mills and of course then Coach Harris on my sideline and me here, and just kind of a strange night. But I'm sure it's strange for Coach Mills being on that other sideline tonight. But again, I hope him the best, wish him the best, and he's a great individual.
Yeah, I'll have to admit, Coach, I snuck over there and shook his hand before the game. I was trying to hide from you.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. I gave you crap about being on the sideline with him, so yeah. That's all I love. You guys, it's well deserved. So if you was over there, he deserves it, and that wouldn't have been a problem.
All right, Coach, 2 solid wins in a row, moving in the right direction. Another good test for you next week in Tecumseh.
Yeah, I tell you, we haven't, of course, watched a lot of film yet on Tecumseh, but we've got some reports of other teams. They're really aggressive. They run a lot of different formations at you. They're trying to get the hands and the ball in the hands of their quarterback and make plays, whether running or throwing. And then their defense, it just comes after you. They're one of those other defenses that they're not going to set back. They're going to bring everything just like Crawford did. They're going to bring as much as they can to you. So again, we're going to have to play, really well, and again, not make these penalties or mistakes that we've made a little bit here or there. Giving up that safety early kind of, I think, took the wind out of our sails a little bit. But again, we kept battling, and that's what again we got to keep doing all season is play the next game, play the next play, and just keep battling. And the kids are doing a great job.
Looked like we saw Justin and Raheem get dinged up a little bit, but nothing hopefully too serious.
Justin, he said he's fine as a knee, and Raheem was just cramping. Raheem was a cramp, so I think everybody's going to be fine. Drake, I think, got a foot stepped on, and McCracken as well. But I think everything's minor. Hopefully a good weekend off will get them rested and ready to go for next week. But again, just a great win for everybody. And I even told the kids I was excited for our sideline. A lot of our sideline was cheering and excited. Like on Isaiah's reverse that we had down there, and some different plays. It was just nice to see everybody, whether you're in the game on the field or not, everybody's excited for those type of plays. So good team chemistry going right now, and hopefully we can just keep it going.
And we're home again next week.
Hey, I want to get on that bus next week. That's a nice feeling.
Let's get everybody out. Homecoming next week. Yeah.
7:30 start. Let's not forget that with a half-hour time difference. So, it'll be 7:30 next week. And
the next week with Perry.
That's Perry.
We had a great crowd here tonight.
Do we have a good crowd? That's good.
Real nice crowd. Field looks awesome.
Yep, field looks good. And we've had some great crowds. That's what, even the road games that we had, those 4 in a row, you kind of come out at halftime or kind of look and you're like, wow, we traveled pretty well. So, appreciate all the fans coming out and supporting us. Appreciate you guys carrying the games and supporting us. So, again, hopefully we can just keep this going.
All right. That'll make Sports Stat a little more fun on Wednesday, talking about a couple wins here with Trinity and last week and Crawford County this week.
Always a little bit nicer to talk about the wins than the L's. So
absolutely.
That's good. So.
Coach, thanks again. We'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out and really thank the coaching staff. They're doing a great job. And again, just a lot of fun to be back in here, and hopefully, like I said, the crowd's enjoying what they're seeing. So we'll see you guys.
Still think you're giving Coach Harris a little bit too much credit on that.
Well, he's going to take it whether I give it to him or not, so I might as well just give it to him. So anyway, guys, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Okay. That is Mark Hammond, the head coach of the Springs Valley Blackhawks, joining us after the contest as Valley wins it tonight over Crawford by a final of 36-2. Let's look at the final numbers. Even though Valley was down at halftime in total yardage, they ended up outgaining the pack here tonight, 269 to 194. Valley had 26 carries for 215 yards. Leading the way tonight, Wyatt Perkiser, 7 carries for 71. Colby Lowe had 9 carries for 47. Braden Whitaker, 3 rushes for 30 yards. Raheem Bell had 3 for 15. Zach Carnes carried twice for 9 yards. Even Laja Pantier got 31 yards on his lone carry. That was Isaiah that got the 31 and Laja that got the 12 yards. I'll get it all right here. Sorry, guys.
Got that straight.
Let's hope. 2 of 9 passing tonight for Braden Whitaker for 54 yards, no touchdowns. He was intercepted twice, so 269 yards of total offense. Hawks picked up 9 first downs tonight, 7 on the ground, 2 through the air. 3 of 4 on third down, so very effective there. And how good was the offense? They didn't even get to fourth down once in the contest tonight. The turnovers were the 2 interceptions, their time of possession, 15 minutes and 19 seconds. Only 1 punt tonight for Braden Whitaker. That was for 16 yards. And the Hawks flagged tonight 5 times for a total of 55 yards. For Crawford County tonight, 52 carries, 182 yards. So they had twice as many carries tonight, but again, most of those were short gains on the play, 182 yards. So as you can see, they maybe averaged about 3.5 yards per rush. Just 1 out of 8 passing for Tayton Arnold tonight for 12 yards, no touchdowns. He was intercepted twice as the Wolfpack coughed it up 4 times, 2 by interception, 2 by fumble. They did have 12 first downs tonight, 10 on the ground, 1 through the air, and 1 by penalty, but they struggled with their third downs, 4 out of 13 on that. Fourth downs, they were 3 out of 7. Just 1 punt tonight for Gavin Coleman. That went for 14 yards. They were penalized 3 times for a total of 30 yards. Leading ground gainer tonight turned out to be Gavin Coleman, 16 carries for 88 yards, while Dylan Shekel had 15 rushes for 72 yards. Nick Stroud caught the only completion for Tayton Arnold tonight. That went for 12 yards. That ended up being a first down, but again, Crawford could do nothing with that. In the end, though, it's a big win for the Springs Valley team. 2 straight now for the Hawks after 4 losses to begin the season, and they'll try to keep things going next week when they take on the Tecumseh Braves here on homecoming. Final again, Valley wins it over Crawford 36-2 on the Fast Steady scoreboard. We'll take another break and wrap things up when we come back to the Hawks Nest in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the salad bar lunch, 11 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink for $7.99 at Chicago's Pizza in French Lick. Back for the final time in the air-conditioned press box here at Springs Valley High School. Best thing they ever could have done, and this is what I think the 3rd year they've done it out of the 32 years I've been calling the Blackhawks game, and that's the best thing that's happened to me, I think. So.
That, but I think it caused us a little problems with our glass here,
I was
with
going
the
to say,
humidity outside.
Yeah, we turned the temperature. I think they had it on 60 degrees. Now they've turned it up to 71, so that's a little more manageable. Now everything's clear, but of course the game's been over here for 20 minutes or so. But good win tonight, Tracy, for this Valley team. But again, it's how you continue to move forward. So we've seen them follow up the win over Trinity last week with a solid win tonight, and they need to keep this thing going in the right direction next week with Tecumseh.
Yeah, like we talked about with Coach Hammond, it was, the second half we came out and just controlled the football game and played 2 really solid quarters there, and nice to see, and nice to be on our home field and with a home crowd and come back again next week.
And certainly for Braden Whitaker, he's one of those young men that is more about the team glory than individual. Sure, there'll be a time when he can reflect back and say, hey, I'm Valley's all-time leading passer, but right now he's focused on making this team as good as it can be. All the players are, all the coaches are, certainly, but certainly hats off to that young man. And I honestly think he just needs 4 touchdown passes to become Valley's all-time leader in that category. I think that's just a matter of time. There's still 3 more regular season plus the tournament to go, so I think that is a foregone conclusion, as of course Valley was a little more run-oriented tonight than they were passing, but you take what the defense gives you, and Crawford allowed Valley to run. They had a lot more success tonight, and certainly when you have that opportunity, you take advantage.
Yeah, Braden's one of those guys where, he's a senior, and the other players look up to him, and he's going to get his touchdown passes. He's going to break that record. Just needs to let it come to him. And one thing I'm impressed with Braden is, a couple times tonight, he's got some running ability.
He does.
He gets through that line with his size, and he made some nice cuts tonight. And he's a load to bring down. So that's definitely another added dimension to his game, and will make our team that much more effective.
All righty. Well, we always talk this last third of the season, Valley going up against potential opponents they could see in the sectional, starting next week with Tecumseh, then Perry Central, and following that will be North Davies. So obviously important to play well, because you could very well see one or more of these teams when you begin sectional play.
Yeah, we've had to stretch for many years around here, that same lineup and same tournament team. So yeah, you want to go out and you want to show the opponent what you want the opponent going home thinking they don't have a chance if they draw you in a sectional. You want to get that mental edge. That's what we always told our team.
All right, so we'll see if the Hawks can keep that going. Homecoming next week, so get out and support these Blackhawks and try to go for their 3rd straight victory. Here, Time and Hawks score touchdowns. Wyatt Perkiser blocking a punt and taking it in for a score, and then runs by Raheem Bell. Braden Whitaker, Colby Lowe, and Zach Carnes account for the other scores as the Hawks whoop up on Crawford County tonight for the 3rd straight year. 36-2, the final score here. In this one, the Hawks improved to 2-4 on the year, 1-3 in conference play, with one more game yet to go in league play 2 weeks from now against Perry Central. Crawford drops to 1-5 on the year. They are now 0-4 in PLAC play. Well, as always, we're grateful to our many advertisers who have allowed us to bring this game into your home car business wherever you might be tuning in, and we're especially appreciative of the cooperation we've received from our participating schools, so we send a thank you to the administration and coaches for both Springs Valley and Crawford County High Schools. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as it has been our pleasure and privilege to bring it to you. A couple things. Again, we want to wish Keisha Bennett the best. She is participating in the IHSA Girls Golf Regional at Country Oaks in Montgomery tomorrow. Hopefully she'll qualify for state. The Springs Valley Blackhawk Brigade at Avon for an invitational. We know they'll do well. And the Springs Valley Volleyball team heading to Blue River Valley for their annual Class A showdown. So outstanding teams here in the fall, and they're right in the thick of things, and we certainly wish them the very best.
Great time of the year, a lot of things going on, and yeah, definitely good luck to all those folks. And I'm a little partial to the volleyball team. My daughter plays on the volleyball team, and they're going to face some stiff competition tomorrow, which is going to be good for them to help them down the road. So.
I think so. Program reminders: IU football coming your way tomorrow. The Hoosiers hosting Georgia Southern. 3:30 kickoff. 2:30 is our pregame coverage. We'll be back to our Springs Valley edition of Sports Chat on Wednesday night at 6:05. That'll be followed by Inside Indiana Football with Tom Allen. I want to make sure I don't say Crean. That's slip of the tongue there. We'll have Springs Valley Volleyball next Thursday night. The Lady Hawks traveling down the road to Paoli. That could very well go a long way in determining who wins the PLAC volleyball crown. We'll be on the air around 7 o'clock for that. And then make sure you're with us for our next broadcast of Springs Valley football. 1 week from tonight, we'll stay here at the Hawks Nest as Valley takes on the Tecumseh Braves. That'll be a 7:30 kickoff to split the time difference. Our broadcast coverage will begin at 7:05. For our studio engineer this evening, Adam Hole, and for Tracy Tucker, this is Mike Hamilton bidding you a fond and pleasant farewell from the Hawks Nest in French Lick, where tonight's final score on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli board was the Springs Valley Blackhawks 36, the Crawford County Wolfpack 2. You're listening to Springs Valley High School Football.
WFLQ, the sports voice of the Valley, thanks you for listening to tonight's presentation of Springs Valley High School football. Tonight's game's been brought to you by Smithville, now offering DSL and fast internet service to customers. Another way to serve you better. Sullivan Financial, Raymond James and Associates Investments, Highway 60 and 9th Street in Mitchell. Springs Valley Metals, formerly Metco, Highway 145, French Lick. IU Health Paoli Hospital, the only nationally ranked health system in the state of Indiana. Denbo Funeral Home in English, call 338-2528. Rolling Tire and Auto on the Boulevard in West Baden. 33 Brick Street, good food and a legendary atmosphere in downtown French Lick, and by Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company with offices in French Lick, Jasper, and Paoli. You can best show your appreciation for this broadcast by telling and patronizing our sponsors. Tune in all season long to hear Springs Valley High School football here on your power station for sports, Q100 WFLQ French Lick.